Everybody's out to get you and you're acting like it's strange. Cause being human's so peculiar, we're too scared to make a change. Shakara! Everybody's out to get you and you're acting like it's strange. Cause being human's so peculiar, we're too scared to make a change. Shakara! Ha! Shakara! Ha! Shakara! Ha! Shakara! Ha! Shakara!
And we are live once again from a super secret basement underneath a Beltway area fast casual dining establishment. This is the Library of Mass Destruction. I am your host, Capitalisimo, and joining me, as usual, is Mr. Christopher Sandbatch. How are you doing today, sir?
Back to usual. Back to usual. I thought somebody else was coming.
Well, it's possible that we will be joined by, at some point, the original belligerent of this television broadcast, and that would be Mr. T.R. Hudson. And
yeah, this is like if like the Beatles in 1967 played with the Beatles from 1960 through and two and their original drummer that nobody remembers, but they're like both drummers at once, like Ringo.
It's the same guy. They're just dueling drummers.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. We are now also streaming on Kick. So if you are way down in the leaderboards on the just chatting section of Kick, and you have clicked here, well, I hope you are a chud. So yeah. What have you been up to since the last time you were on the stream, which was more than a month ago, actually? Now that
has it been more than a month?
It has been more than a month.
I've been just doing lots of shit. Well, no, we've done it since I went to Los Angeles and whatever. But I've been I've just been not moving, but I've been sick. I got sick last week. You were sick before. That was why it's been so long. Yeah.
Well, and then holiday, the Thanksgiving, right. And it was the end of the season, so it's okay to go on hiatus for a little bit. No big deal.
Well, I mean, it's not fair to the audience. But you got Gio to fill in for me last week, which is that's great. This is the first time in 10 years anybody has ever filled in for me on a podcast. It made me feel kind of good, and I'm like, who'd they get? Oh, I got Gio.
That's what it takes. It takes the mouth from the north.
Yeah.
Randall Shirker starting off the night right with a $5 super chat. Watching the spat with Erica Kirk and Candace Owens has been something. I wonder what this does for the society of the spectacle economy.
Dude, can I just go ahead and say something like that? Dude, Erica Kirk is not hot.
That was not where I thought you were going with this.
She's not hot, and so I don't care about what she says or what happens to her at all.
That's the one metric.
If you want to be a woman and you want me to listen to you, you need to tweet about exclusively self-harm, tinned seafood, and Sylvia Plath.
You are describing a small number of people.
And then they better also be hot.
This is amazing. We got a a kick fucking what do you call it? Bot. We got the spam bot from Kick. Perfect. This is what I want from this is what I want.
Dylan Roth is Eric is a high mid, but the more I look at her, the more she's got that squarish German face and those masculine jowls. I don't see it. Maybe a no for me, dog.
Sex Freakman says this better be good. I stopped sending threats in Morse code to my neighbor with my Christmas tree lights to be here.
Damn.
The OG, the only one who is really gang stalking you. That's right.
You arrived at the exact right moment, Sex Freakman. We're talking about whether Erica Kirk is hot.
Look, all sympathy to her for the loss of her husband. But obviously she's not my type. So, it's fine. It's fine. I also kind of think that, I don't know, like I would have a lot more sympathy for her if she wasn't on a media blitz. So,
well, you got to pay the bills somehow.
You do have to pay the bills. You could just hold on to the ownership of TP USA and, but it's also, makes sense. I guess you can't just like give center stage to the next random asshole who tries to take your husband's throne. Right.
Yeah, you gotta go find another husband.
Well, wow. You get it's a little, because the thing is that the minute he did, before he was even cold, you had like Breland Holly Hand or whoever the fuck, like whatever lab that guy came out. Yeah, that guy got shipped in from AliExpress to be the replacement, and I can imagine her not being super pleased about that. So.
Dude, that is nuts. Like, yeah, it's just like
yeah.
I'd never thought about this in human terms. It's totally what happened. Dude just gets whacked, and like 5 days later, there's like this like slightly down card replacement.
That's right. That's
so
right.
Awful.
We need another. We need another. Gentile thought leader. Yeah. But unfortunately Candace Owens, for her part, while being a Gentile, is not a thought leader. So, and really on the right wing, it shouldn't be a woman anyway. Like that. Let's be real. So, let's see here. Let's see. He got transferred from the Holly Museum. He could be a clone of Buddy Holly. I'd have to see him in the glasses. Yeah. Oh, Randall Shirker does the. I guess I did put the ball on the tee there.
She's not even that, dude.
He said she's a thought leader. Yeah,
dude. She's one of those women that it's like I think it's genetically attractive to like whole swathes of the population, and I have a really dark theory on it. But
no. He's talking about Candace.
Oh, Candace has been on a peyote binge. That sounds kind of fun. I would definitely
Minnie Mouse eyes.
I would definitely smoke peyote with Candace Owens. Like I would
just for the story. I also don't think that's how you. I don't think smoking it is how you consume peyote. So that would be unusual. I would inject peyote.
No, you got to either smoke it or extract the mescaline from it. That's just what I've heard.
I'm pretty sure it's eaten, but
what? Yeah, no, you can eat the cactus. Yeah, you can do that.
You can eat any cactus if you're brave enough. Most of them don't do anything.
Yeah. This is but you can. Yeah, you can smoke it.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds like a lot of work. I feel like
it is. It's not like
I feel like a cactus doesn't burn too great.
Well, it's been dried at this point. Okay, come on.
Come on. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Randall Shirker is right. Prickly pears are pretty nice. Nopales, as they call them, south
Fun
of the
fact.
border. Yeah.
So, fun fact about prickly pears: it is the widest distributed succulent native to North America.
I have prickly pears growing in my yard.
Yeah.
Yep. And they fruit. They're fruit. They're a
They're
fruiting
good,
cultivar.
too.
They're really fucking good. Yeah. If you've never had, apparently, so I've never been to Southeast Asia or anywhere that no matter what you hear, I've never been to Southeast Asia. No, but that's where dragon fruits are native to. And apparently dragon fruits taste fucking incredible when they're fresh. But any dragon fruits you buy in the US, because they're all imported from like Thailand, any dragon fruit you buy in the US has been on a fucking slow boat for the last 3 months. So they're not actually, they didn't get a chance to ripen, which is why they just taste like friggin' water, right? It's like getting hothouse tomatoes.
Yeah,
right?
you mean you can't get them like
So, but the thing is,
there's like if you're out there looking for a startup, if you're out there looking for a startup idea, like if you could figure out how to corner the market on rapidly transported dragon fruits to like very select vendors.
Yeah, you could probably get people to pay you like $40 for a dragon fruit or something.
Yeah, it's totally true. Like it becomes, get like Isaac Simpson or somebody like that to like market it to like really rich people.
Oh, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. A special holiday treat. We have the Reindeer Hudson. How are you doing today, sir?
I lived, bitch.
I lived, bitch. That's right. Together at last. The whole gang is here.
The gang's all here. We haven't done a show together since the very first Jolly West episode of note. When
That's right.
No, that was Micah Pohl. Like TR was out. And I
came later.
That one. I came like right at the end when Mike's brain was just melted.
Yeah,
that's right.
That was my first episode.
Poor Mike of Pohl. He could not possibly handle this book. I will probably send him some caps from the show just to torture him a little bit.
He did a great job with the intro.
This one?
Yeah.
Well, this was Micah Pohl and Mr. Hartley from Amp Magazine.
Oh, okay.
That was a collab. That was a collab. So, anyways, Hudson, are you familiar with the work of David McGowan?
It's really funny. I have been a big McGowan fan for a long time. I actually liked weird scenes inside the canyon.
Sure.
Because I love Boomer Rock and all that. But recently, in Cap, I think you both are in Prudentialist's chat. He posted this guy. It's called like Interesting Books Reviewed. Right?
Oh yeah. And
he recently did, and he's basically like LMD before LMD. Although he only does reviews, he doesn't do read-throughs. Great channel. Definitely need to go seek him out.
Shout out to Interesting Books Reviewed.
Yeah. It'd be crazy if we could get him on for an episode, because that guy, he's just a wealth. He's literally a library of mass destruction.
Well, it's come to that. Since we're in the section of the show where we're allowed to talk about current events more freely. It was announced today that President of these United States, Donald J. Trump, has decided he wants to classify fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction, which is a catastrophe for us because that completely destroys our brand. Because that would make every library a library of mass destruction, because it's where the homeless do fentanyl.
I thought you were going to say because like our entire audience is on fent.
Our entire audience is on fent.
Oh,
that's why the chat tends to peter out into like two or three guys at the end of the show because everyone else has gone into full lean.
Yeah.
That's right. We got to Narcan the audience. It's that kind of program.
Well, anyway, that guy, to get back to my point, he recently did an interview with a man named Patrick, who runs programtokill.net,
Nice.
and he has a video series on Program to Kill. It's basically, his channel was originally called Low Field in Love. I don't know if you guys remember that channel because it got nuked like a year ago. But he does, like, he's collected over the years various news clippings from like the 80s and 90s of regular local news programs that have anything to do with McGowan.
Wow.
And his theories. Yeah, it's nuts. It's like think of it as like
a wealth of knowledge.
Video bibliography of the whole book.
Sick.
You know, I've never read the Laurel Canyon book.
Really?
It's
never. I mean, I feel like there's like I have no issue whatsoever with like explaining everything that's in it, but I've never read it.
If we ever get to it, right, it'll probably be after we do Chaos. So just to switch it up,
I do
right?
appreciate, Cap, that in my absence you kept the reading list that I created.
We definitely didn't have Society of the Spectacle on that list.
That's true.
Yeah. Or sorry, the Spectacle of the False Flag. So because that was a Wendy painting suggestion. So yeah. But all right. Well, let's get started, guys.
Before we do, I do want to thank chat for buying a baby something off of the baby list.
Oh yeah.
I really do appreciate your super chats, and you guys bought a really nice diaper pail.
Yeah, that is right.
So,
the Hudson.
I think of the Library of Mass Destruction.
That is a weird mixed blessing for you, but I'm glad that baby Hudson is well taken care of. And yes, that is what your super chats went to for the first half of the first 3/4 of the first season of LMD. So yeah, be proud, listeners. So let's see. Oh God, Pac-Man Respecter. Wait, which one of you guys is water bottle ASMR guy? That's one of my other 3 co-hosts.
Yeah,
that would be Gabe Sinclair. Yes. All right.
It's like the Holy Trinity. It's like Tuki's man, or no, the sidebar is not LMD, is not Gabe.
Yeah, that's right.
But
is not drive time.
Drive time.
Yeah. But all right, guys, let's get started on the pedophocracy since we the show opened with a very nice thing about buying a diaper pail for a baby. Let's talk about buying other things for babies, things that the babies don't like. Part 1, the pedophocracy. From our comfortable seat in life, we never could have imagined that thousands of well-off adults, integrated and even cultured, find pleasure in seeing children tortured and killed. From a front-page editorial in Italy's Corriere della Sera, reprinted in the Irish Times, September 29th, 2000. Wow. Irish Italian. We're on topic.
The second great American ethnicity.
The second great American ethnicity, Irish Italians.
The Scots Irish were the first American ethnicity to like not be able to call themselves anything but Americans, and
it's weird how the Irish have sex with animals.
Yeah, that's how Irish Italians happened.
Irish Italians are a breed apart.
That's a total thing. Absolutely,
it really is, and it's always Italian men and Irish women. I've noticed.
That is not how it shook out in my family tree, but whatever.
I think it has to do with the ability to take a punch, but I'm not. Don't quote.
Nice.
You fucking Yankees.
What do you mean?
You fucking Yankees.
I think Yankees have to be wasps.
No, it's no.
You're just saying
Oh my
anyone
God.
north of the Mason-Dixon.
Yeah, there's different meanings.
I didn't.
Southerners-
I said Yankee with. I said Yankee with an IE, not Yankee with two E's.
Here's something that you people have never, and it's been a while since I've had two of you at once, but
That's what she said.
Yeah, there you go. But something you all don't understand about Southerners, the way we talk, is that like we're like Chinese.
Y'all talk so funny.
We're like the Chinese in a lot of like actually this old lady once in the like,
Sandbatch is like a Chinese room.
This old lady south of Broad in Charleston once told me, she said Southerners are like the Chinese because it said we put rice in everything, worship our ancestors, and I can't remember what the other fucking shit was.
A lot of chins in your phone book.
Yeah. But to that, I will add, we have like a tonal language. Okay, so it's like a tonal like so like Yankee means something different than Yankee. You see what I mean?
Yankee.
You know, one time I got a Yankee at a Yankee game.
This is the fucking worst. This is the fucking worst.
But yeah. So a Yankee is anybody not from the South.
Okay. But it's also a specific group of people not from the South, depending on how you're referring to them.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Yankee in Mexico, Yanqui, is anyone north of Mexico.
They call it.
I thought that was Yaqui.
No, Yankee.
Gringos.
It's also Yankee.
Oh my God. Johnny Walt sends a $5 super. I'd like Erica more if she'd do her part like Judy the elephant.
Damn.
Oh God. Poor Judy. Poor Judy. Hudson, I know you weren't here, but when we actually read the paper that Jolly West wrote after he killed Tusco, and apparently Judy the elephant witnessed the death of Tusco. There was Judy was the mate, miscarried, and then never allowed another man near her for the rest of her fucking life because she saw Tusco die due to Jolly West massively overdosing him with LSD.
R.I.P. Tusco.
R.I.P. Tusco. R.I.P. Judy. You were a fucking
what
real
about
one.
Judy, like Hudson, come on.
Yeah, you got to R.I.P. Judy for being so stalwart.
Seriously.
That's a real woman. I mean, she's an elephant.
In a world of Mickey's Moose Hangers, be a Judy.
Be a Judy. That's right. That's right. The female animals on LMD are better than the female humans. That's news you can use.
Sex Freakman says she had trust issues. He had must issues.
Must issues. Really, this was not on Tusco at all. Like this was not Tusco's fault. It was 100% on Jolly West trying to figure out if he could get drugs out of elephants. So, yeah, did not resolve that question either. It's just like, here's my book report on how I murdered an elephant for no reason. Published in a peer-reviewed journal.
Note. Yeah, it starts with the esoteric note. What exactly is an elephant?
What is an elephant? Yeah.
Well, if you take a bunch of blind people and put them around the elephant, they'll tell you it's like 5 different critters.
As they're trampled to death because the elephant is in muth. Or at least that's what we think. But we're going to do an experiment. All right. Chapter 1, from Brussels. The case of abduction and murder against Belgium's infamous pedophile, Marc Dutroux, remains unresolved. He has not been brought to book for these heinous crimes. There appears to be a steel veil drawn over the facts at the highest level, and no one is prepared to expose those involved in this blatant cover-up. The official answer is that a series of hysterical conspiracy theories forced investigators to search for pedophile networks, which didn't exist. But for observers of this debacle, that's exactly what didn't happen. Far from being investigated, leads pointing to a network seem to have been blocked or buried. Olenka Frankiel for the BBC, May 2nd, 2002. Probably should have read that in a British accent, but I'm not going to reread it. To the vast majority of Americans, the name Marc Dutroux does not mean much. Drop that name in Belgium, though, and you're likely to elicit some very visceral reaction. Anyone near to Belgium should probably, go somewhere
Belgium
and
is one of
shout.
my favorite countries. You know this. I guess like David McGowan is. I know more than because again I'm flying into this show cold, Chad. I know more about this. I know more about this guy than I care to admit. So like you're like once again like right there on the right.
You know a lot about Dutroux.
Yes.
Yeah, a good friend of mine from college is Belgian, and when I first started,
And his last name is
stuff,
Dutroux, and his first name is Mark.
Yeah, he owns like 7 houses, even though he's an out-of-work plumber. It's weird.
Do you know who else is a? Oh, excuse me. You know who else is a like turbo freak for this story? The novelist Anna Krivolapova. She knows way too much about this shit too. But this is like it's interesting.
Oh, no wonder you learned about it.
No. This is an old MKUltra. This is an old MKUltra.
Sandbatch will learn anything to get a crumb of. Oh, and she's in the chat. Never mind.
What? See, look what you got.
A crumb of what, sir?
Wait, is she in the chat?
Yes.
That's funny.
She said she liked the Jolly West.
Wait, which one? I
episode.
can't see it.
Oh, I put it up. She said she liked the Jolly West episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, look, now I'm blocked on Twitter. Weird.
Huh, strange. So yeah, Belgium as a country that exists to be a demilitarized zone, is I guess an interesting artifact of European politics.
Well, hold on. Yeah. First of all, Belgium is my favorite European country, and it's not even really close.
Okay.
But Belgium, whatever you say about it, has among its features, it actually had Europe's last genuine warrior king.
Okay.
Like the king of Belgium actually like commanded troops in the field in World War One. That is like not
how'd that work
was it
out?
Before or after he chopped off all
it went way better than it was supposed to go. Okay.
Fair enough.
So but they were supposed to crash in like 3 days, and Belgium prevented the Schlieffen plan from working.
Didn't he also like flood his own country?
Yeah, dude, shit.
Boomst among us.
He literally went full Russian on that one.
The whole point of allowing my dulcet tones to be broadcast to the internet is to flood my entire country.
Yeah,
that's right. Drop that name in Belgium, though, and you're likely to elicit some very visceral reactions. Dutroux, convicted along with his wife in 1989 for the can I say that? Yeah, we're half an hour in, for the rape and violent abuse of 5 young girls, the youngest of whom was just 11. Now stands accused of being a key player in an international child prostitution and pornography ring, whose practices included kidnapping, rape, sadistic torture, and murder. Can we get an early life check? Dutroux was sentenced in 1989 to 13 years for his crimes, but was freed after having served just 3. This was in spite of the fact that, as prison governor Yvonne Stewart would later tell a parliamentary commission, a medical report described him as a perverse psychopath, an explosive mix. He was an evident danger to society. The man who turned Dutroux loose on society, Justice Minister Melchior Wathelet, was rewarded with a prestigious appointment to serve as a judge at the European Court of Justice at The Hague. This is the kind of man who sentenced Milosevic to die, right? A man whose only crime was killing Croatians or some other Balkan
They
group.
missed the one that I wished he had gotten.
Yeah, same.
Gabe's Croatian, right?
What? Yeah,
Gabe.
I think he actually.
okay.
Yeah, well, Gabe is, but actually, I think Milosevic was a Serb, and I think he was killing Bosnians instead of Croats.
Well,
So
I thrown one or two Croats in the
but
mix.
they're basically all the same. Am I right?
You know, I
Am I
actually
right?
don't understand who was killing who over there in the Balkans. I just
Neither
know.
do they.
I just know that whichever one Gabe is the one that I like the best.
Oh, you like the Croats?
Yeah.
You like
Okay.
the Croats.
Cool.
Okay. Well,
Is that the same side as the Serbians?
No. None of. If they have a different name, they're not on the same side.
No, so they were just all killing each other.
Yeah. It was Circular Firing Squad.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, Circular Firing Squad sounds pretty fun. Everyone's an equal, guys.
I thought that we called that Polish roulette.
Polish roulette. It's just a hand grenade. Shortly after Dutrox's release, young girls began to disappear in the vicinity of some of his homes. Though technically unemployed and drawing welfare from the state, he nevertheless owned at least 6 houses and lived quite lavishly. His rather lucrative income appears to have been derived from trading in child sex slaves, child prostitution, and child pornography. Many of his houses appeared to stand vacant, though at least some of them were in fact used as torture and imprisonment centers where kidnapped girls were taken and held in underground dungeons. Some of Dutrox's homes were used in this way for several years following his early release, with a growing body of evidence to indicate that fact to the police. Authorities nevertheless failed to act on the information or acted on it in ways that implied either complete incompetence, according to most press reports, or police complicity in the operation, according to any sort of logic. I love how McGowan is just like it's a conspiracy. He's not like riding the line. He's not going to dog walk you to it. He's like, this is a conspiracy.
This isn't his first rodeo, man.
No, it is not. It is not.
Look at the Jay Dyer. He's like this dude is like he's been measured. He has a boutique set of tinfoil hats.
What I don't understand, so like, where do they even get the children? Like, where do they get them?
I mean, there are a lot of
like
gypsies.
What?
There are a lot of gypsies, I'm guessing.
I mean, you're just like buying them from gypsies. I'm not actually asking for instructions here.
Yeah,
I'm just
also
saying,
think about look at Rotterdam, dude. Look at
dude.
like,
You have
all
no
of
idea how much you tell me about yourself and the type of person you spend a lot of time around. Whenever like someone brings up something bad happening in Europe, and you go gypsies.
I am what I am.
I mean, I do. Okay, first, the Romanians are not lying when they talk about the gypsies, right? I did see a few of them here for the first time post like after the
post-pandemic. We have gypsies in America now. What the hell?
Yeah, what the fuck? There was that much illegal immigration. You actually started importing illegal illegals. The like a criminal caste.
It's weird because they cross the Rio Grande with their like giant wooden carts. And
it's a caravan
out of the back of.
Yes. Yeah, fucking gypsies. Yeah.
You know, I hate
begging it.
I'm sorry, Sandbatch, that I come from a higher class of bigot than yourself.
That's not possible. I come from the very top of the bigot class.
You still have besmirched my honor.
I do have like an internal tier list for types of illegal, and gypsies are the lowest one.
Damn, it's true. It's like nobody who has ever run into gypsies likes them. Nobody. I know there's a kind of well-known. I mean, you would all know who he was if I outed him. But there's like a YouTube guy, has a big follower, big guy in adjacent circles and everything, and he's half gypsy. And if I told you that he was, you would be like, "Oh,
Jay Burton."
No, in fact, it would probably be your first guess, or you would both definitely get it in 5. But
interesting. I would. It was Geo after all, wasn't it? I don't know if the speaking of Geo, if the mid-century Germans had just focused on gypsies, no one would have complained. It would have been fine. We'd be in the 1,000-year Reich.
I'm pretty sure actually my wife has a bit of gypsy blood in her.
Well, I'd prefer to have a little bit of gypsy blood on me. So, let's see. All right. Officials seem to have routinely ignored tips that later proved accurate, including a report from Dutrox's own mother that her son was holding girls prisoner in some of his houses. In addition, key facts were withheld from investigators working on the disappearances, and lines of communication were unaccountably broken, inexcusably hindering the investigation. I'm pretty sure my mom wouldn't turn me in if I was committing any kind of crime. I could do the most heinous shit, and my mom would be like,
"He's a good boy.
Are you having fun, son?
Are you winning, son?
Are you winning?" Yeah, exactly. She would internally concoct some reason that I was innocent, and it was everyone else's fault.
Was so disappointed when she learned I voted for Trump, so I could only imagine she would sell me out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My mom became a Trump supporter when I told her that I voted for Trump.
Really?
I guess your mother loves you
That's
more
wild.
than she loves
it was literally like a 180. She just completely rewired her brain.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Man,
I didn't even talk to her about it.
What the hell?
Like, yeah. She was just like, "Oh, my son." Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's see. Police did search one of Dutrox's homes on no less than 3 separate occasions over the course of the investigation. On at least 2 of those occasions, 2 of the missing girls were being held in heinous conditions, imprisoned in a custom-built dungeon in the basement. Yeah, not one of those off-the-shelf dungeons. Nevertheless, according to The Guardian, the police search came up empty, even though the investigating officers reported hearing children's voices on one occasion. Must be the wind. I say off-the-shelf dungeon, but it is Europe, so who knows?
It's totally possible. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not Germany, but it is Europe.
I mean, I think the Belgians are actually the freakiest people in Europe, probably. I think
really.
Yeah. I think they have the highest capacity for just like straight freaks.
I'm sure they don't.
Oh man, no, dude, it's probably got to be the Norwegians.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
But I start screaming in Anne Frank's house, and people look at me funny.
Come out! Come out already! It was not until August 13th, 1996, 4 years after the disappearances began, that authorities arrested Dutrox, along with his wife, an elementary school teacher. I guess that does make it easier to get the kids. A lodger, a policeman, and a man the Guardian described as an associate with political connections. Elsewhere identified as Jean-Michel Nihoul, a Brussels businessman and nightclub owner. One of those taken into custody.
Wait, isn't that the guy that's married to Macron?
His dad wife?
Yeah, Jean-Michel, whatever.
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. One of those taken into custody, Michel Levier, described in a May 2002 BBC report as a drug addict and petty thief, reportedly told his interrogators that at least some of the girls abducted by the ring were kidnapped to order for someone else. This was just one of many statements by suspects and witnesses that would later be dismissed by Belgian officials. So, just like, give me like a blonde who's 4'9", no older than 13 or something.
Yeah.
That fucking horrifying. Let's see. 2 days after the arrest, police again searched Dutroux home and discovered the soundproof dungeon/torture center. As CNN reported, 3 years earlier, police ignored tips from an informant who said Dutroux was building secret cellars to hold girls before selling them abroad. Very specific accusation. In addition, in 1995, the same informant had told police that Dutroux had offered an unidentified third man the equivalent of $3,000 to $5,000 to kidnap girls. That is not enough.
Yeah.
That is not enough money. That is a shockingly low amount of money
Well, this was a long
for such
time
a
ago.
heinous
This was
crime. 1995. Dude, come on. There's that like inflation from 1995 to the present is like 2.5 times. So like,
No, it's gotta. Hold on. I'm pulling
Alright.
up the inflation calculator.
pull it up.
I'm Jamieing it up.
Jamie that up.
Jamie that up for us. You gotta add a lot. You gotta add a lot to that. I don't even think it's not even 5 digits for me.
Dude, that's $4,200.
$3,000 is $4,200.
No, 2,000 is.
Oh yeah. So 2.5 times, right? Was I right?
113%. Yeah.
100. Okay. So yeah. So you're gonna kidnap a girl for what? You're gonna kidnap a girl for like $12,000?
I
Fuck
can
no.
get you a toe, dude.
Yeah, no shit.
Fucking get you a toe. Yeah. I mean, look, dude, if you're the kind of person who's into kidnapping women, if you're in the kidnapping,
Wow, and you'll pay me?
Right. Okay. I imagine this is a market that separates itself into 2 groups of people immediately. One is like extraordinarily desperate people, and the others are like, I can't imagine there's a high-end market in kidnapping. Kidnapping's pretty lowbrow, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I mean, it's in the 1950s.
Bunch of fucking
baby. We're not talking about the Lemberg,
Corsicans, filthy Corsicans.
Yeah,
just kidnapping
little med
people left and
kids.
right. They still do it, Corsicans. They still love kidnapping.
We love our Corsicans, don't we?
Love our Corsicans, don't we, folks? Let's see here. It just seems like not enough. Scumbag Steve says Cap sounds like he knows too much about this. I'm just saying like the opportunity cost, right? Like, you know, I don't know. Maybe I drive a harder Faustian bargain. I suppose. Let's see.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not Rusty Nelson or Paul Benassi, so
I can't pay off my student loans with one kidnapping. It's not worth it.
Yeah, well, no, that's like you all just don't know nothing about crime.
What do you mean?
Well, like, you know, there's different levels of crime.
Oh no! Oh, Pac-Man Respecter. He's like an appraiser in an infant's hospital ward.
Yeah, you gotta quickly assess.
Jimmy Savile literally was that.
I guess that. Yeah. Oh. All right. Incredibly, it was later reported by The Guardian that police actually had in their possession a videotape of the dungeon being constructed. Belgian police could have saved the lives of 2 children who were allegedly murdered by the pedophile Marc Dutroux.
Dude, European police are so funny. I'm sorry, just imagining this little Belgian inspector being like, "Oh, we have a video," you know, in like,
how dare you say that about Hercule Poirot?
Literally who I'm imagining. It's literally him, you know.
The children, they have gone. Perhaps they are having a nap. Yes. Let's see. If they had watched a video seized from his home that showed him building their hidden cell, the tape had been seized in one of the earlier searches. Why? Why did they seize it and not watch it? If they did watch it, why didn't they figure out what was going on? And why did he record himself, creating the torture dungeon.
Dude, there's like no, like there. I love when we have to look through like turn the telescope around and look at Europeans through like it was to be like, how are you all like that? You know,
Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Let's see here. At the time of the final search, two 14-year-old girls were found imprisoned in the dungeon, chained and starving. They described to police how they had been used as child prostitutes and in the production of child pornography videos. More than 300 such videos were taken into custody by the police. Confiscated would probably be the word. On August 17th, 1996, the story got grimmer as police dug up the bodies of two 8-year-old girls in another of Dutrox's homes. It would later be learned that the girls had been kept in one of Dutrox's dungeons for 9 months after their abductions, during which time they were repeatedly tortured and sexually assaulted. All captured on videotape. Yeah. The girls were then left to slowly starve to death. Alongside of their decimated corpses was the body. I hate that when they say decimated to not mean reduced by 10%, but was the body of Bernard. That's the worst part of this paragraph.
Dave really he liked certain words, almost like our good friend Wendy Painting.
That's right.
He likes certain words, and like sometimes he forgot to check and see if that was the right word.
This is a real avalanche of decay. Was the body of Bernard Weinstein, a former accomplice of Dutrox who had occupied one of the houses for several years. Weinstein had been buried alive. Well, maybe Dutrox wasn't all bad. It is kind of crazy. I guess, yeah, it's just like, you're just going to like starve him to death after you went through all the trouble of kidnap. I don't know. I don't understand the economics of this.
Is it worse if they are imprisoned but extremely well fed?
Like too well fed,
chained to the wall,
like Hansel and Gretel too well fed.
We should make all of our prisoners get fat.
I mean, that is kind of how they do it.
No working out and only slop.
Honey buns. Yes, honey buns. You get McDonald's in prison. That's what we should do. We should just.
They're too sleepy to riot.
Too sleepy to riot. Too much. They got the itis. A few weeks later, two more girls were found buried under concrete at yet another of the Dutrox properties. Autopsy reports suggest they were drugged and then buried alive. Also, he like entombs people at the properties and then doesn't even he doesn't sell the property. He continues to own it. So there's not even like a chain of custody thing. He's not like laundering the property.
Imagine one of those flipper shows, but every time that they open up the walls, there's just like a dead body.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I was like, we're going to open this up for a more open cause. There's a body.
And there's a body. Why do we keep finding these? We're never doing another one of these shows in Belgium. Let's see. An autopsy report suggested they were drugged and then buried alive. By that time, 10 people connected to the case were reportedly in custody. As the body count mounted, well, and I don't know what he means by custody there, so he could just mean the bodies. As the body count mounted, the outrage of the Belgian people grew. They demanded to know why this man, dubbed the Belgian Beast, had been that sounds a little too complimentary, to be honest, had been released after having served such an absurdly short sentence. And they demanded to know why. As evidence had continued to mount and girls had continued to disappear, the police had chosen to do nothing. How many girls, they wanted to know, had been killed due to this inaction. Adding further fuel to the fire, as Los Angeles Times report revealed, were claims by a highly regarded children's activist, Marie-France Boat, that the Justice Ministry is sitting on a politically sensitive list of customers of pedophile videotapes. The same report noted The affair has become further clouded by the discovery of a motorcycle that reportedly matches the description of one used in the 1991 assassination of prominent Belgian businessman and politician André Kool's. Michel Bourlet, the head prosecutor on the pedophile case, meanwhile, has publicly declared that the investigation can be thoroughly pursued only without political interference. Several years ago, Bourlet was removed from the highly charged Kool's case, which remains unsolved. Got it. Okay. The taps have a gun missing. That's right. Yeah. Let's see. Pac-Man says, I need to find a book or something that explains how a continent that would execute you for repeated petty theft went from that to giving pedos like a 4-month jail sentence. Well, one was considered a crime. And that's
womp
it.
womp.
Yep. Let's see. They're stealing my human chattel. A report in Time magazine alluded to murky links between the Dutroux operation and organized crime figures. Mark Verwilgen, the chief investigating magistrate on the case, stated the case more bluntly. For me, the Dutroux affair is a question of organized crime. Also mentioned in the Time article was the use of secret underground tunnels, not unlike those described by children a decade earlier at the infamous McMartin preschool. Finder's cult. Or I guess we could, say, if this was Pony Express Radio, we'd play the clip of the tunnels in New York City, but it's not, so we won't. Outrage continued to grow as more arrests were made and evidence of high-level government and police complicity continued to emerge. One of Dutroux's accomplices, businessman Jean-Michel Nihoul, confessed to organizing an orgy at a Belgian chateau that had been attended by government officials, a former European commissioner, and a number of law enforcement officers. A Belgian senator noted quite accurately that such parties were part of a system which operates to this day and is used to blackmail the highly placed people who take part. According to the BBC, Nihoul had brazenly claimed, I'm the monster of Belgium. He has all but dared the state to prosecute him, claiming that he is beyond reach of the law because he has information that, if made public, would bring the government and the entire state down. Yeah, and the world could not survive without Belgium. What would we do?
I wouldn't want to try it.
I wouldn't want.
No, because I mean, I'll just do this again. Yeah. No, you gotta leave this alone.
What?
Because I mean, I'm really into Belgium. Belgium's a thing with me. I would move to Belgium given half the chance.
You have half a chance right now, Sam.
I have half a chance right now.
You could go to Belgium. You don't even to get into that part of Europe. You don't even need a visa. You could just go in.
So true.
They'll pay you to be there. Apparently, just burn a cork and rub it on your face.
There's something I'm missing. We both know there's something I'm missing. I'm too white to get the free Europe trip.
But that's what I'm saying. Just burn a cork and rub it on your face and refuse to take a bath.
We're doing blackface now. We were worried about saying rape on the air, and now we're doing straight blackface.
We're 30. Well, I was not saying the word. I was being being cautious. I was saying it through implication, and then you just went ahead and destroyed all the pageantry. Thanks, Sandbatch. But yeah, I don't know. You'd probably pass for some kind of, I don't know, Turkmen. Again, if you got
some sort of Musliman.
You're probably Kyrgyz or something.
Yeah.
One of those people what don't got no vowels in their name. Yeah. Let's see here. In September 1996, 23 suspects, at least 9 of whom were police officers, were detained and questioned about their possible complicity in the crime and or their negligence in investigating the case. As the Los Angeles Times noted in a very brief 2-sentence report, The detainments were the latest indication that police in the southern city of Charleroi may have helped cover up the alleged crimes of Marc Dutroux. The arrest followed raids on the police officers' homes and on the headquarters of the Charleroi police force, and were based on information supplied by Police Inspector Georges Zicot, who had already been charged as an accomplice. 3 magistrates had also reportedly been interrogated by police investigators. It's just, you just got arrest everyone in Belgium. Sandbatch, why do you like Belgium again?
They make good chocolate.
Okay, that's the only reason?
No.
You didn't know about this?
I love the women. I love the general attitude. It's like the most Euro. It's like, yeah, it's like they're freaks. Of course they're freaks. It's like the most European place on the planet. Like not even like a country in Europe. It's like the most European place on the planet, you know?
Okay. I mean, I could believe that. I could believe that. Let's see. Excuse me. Just days before the arrests, police had also arrested 5 suspects in the Kool's assassination, including a former regional government minister named Alain Vanderbeest. Strangely enough, the News Telegraph reported that police investigating the Kool's murder in 1991 had been given helpful leads by some of those arrested in the Dutroux case. Weird that they would know. The Telegraph also noted that Kool's had promised shocking revelations before his death. He had promised that he had information that would lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton shortly before his death. On October 14th, 1996, came the straw that broke the camel's back. Jean-Marc Connereau, who had been serving as the investigating judge of the Dutroux case, was dismissed by the Belgian Supreme Court. Connereau was viewed by the people as something of a rarity, a public official and law enforcement officer who actually appeared to be pursuing a prosecution rather than a cover-up. The News Telegraph described him as the only figure in the judiciary who enjoys the nation's confidence. As the New York Times reported, Connereau became a national hero in August after saving 2 children from a secret dungeon kept by a convicted child rapist and ordering the inquiry that led to the discovery of the bodies of 4 girls kidnapped by a child pornography network. He had also arrested 3 men in 1994 as suspects in the Kool's assassination, just before the case was transferred to the jurisdiction of another magistrate. A May 2002 BBC report revealed that after Connereau's removal, a special team of police officers interviewing Regina Louf and the other ex-witnesses, as they were called, were the next to be sacked. The ex-witnesses were victims of the pedophile ring who had come forward to tell harrowing tales of their victimization. Vanderbeest all der way to der prison. Yes. Jesus. The entire chat is things I can't read. Amazing. If I had a nickel for how many children dungeons the Belgians have found, yeah, you'd have like 50 cents.
I would have 55 cents. Yeah.
You would have almost enough to kidnap another child in Belgium. Yeah. What with the exchange rates? Let's see. A woman named Regina Louf was the first of 11 such victims to be interviewed by police officials. Louf claimed that she had been victimized by the ring, which included her parents and her grandmother. That is fucking wild. My grandmothers were saints. I can't imagine them doing...
Not everybody's grandmother can be a saint.
Not everyone's grandmother can be a saint. Sometimes your grandmother traffics you into a rape ring.
Yeah, oh my God. I just thought of like something just out again, like nothing I can actually say on the air.
I think you can probably say it.
I had a really good one.
Oh, you should probably say it.
No, I can't.
Well, now you've built it up too much.
No.
No matter how good it is, it won't work.
Like, yeah, it's like, you see that granny over there? She sucked a dick, She sucked a dick when she was younger. Some grannies are just bad.
Some grannies sucked dick recently.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, there is gilf pornography. You can find it. It's on the internet.
Oh my God.
Do not research.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, but getting trafficked by your grandmother is pretty fucking next level, right? From the time that she was a very young child, she described the operation in detail to authorities, supplying them with names that included senior judges, one of the country's most powerful politicians, now dead, and a very influential banker. According to Loof, the operation was big business, blackmail. There was a lot of money involved. Many of her victimizers, she said, were secretly filmed for blackmail purposes. Loof identified Michel Nihol as a regular organizer of the parties. These parties, she said, not only involved sex, they included sadism, torture, and murder. Yes, well, you would think that someone who was organizing a child sex trafficking party would probably not limit themselves to just one crime.
Well, given the other strange decisions he's made so far, it's entirely possible that his little game included commit the fewest number of crimes. You know,
how to do the most heinous thing, right? While committing the fewest number of the lowest number of possible crimes.
Yeah.
She described in detail the murdered victims and how and where they were killed. The BBC reported that when police checked into Loop's claims, they were also able to verify key elements of Regina's story and found that at least one murder that she says she witnessed matched an unsolved murder. Nevertheless, the same BBC report revealed that today in Belgium, Regina Loof's reputation is destroyed. The Prosecutor General of Liège, Anne Thilly, declares she's completely mad, despite numerous statements from independent psychologists to the contrary. According to the judges now on the case, her testimony has been declared worthless and will not be presented at any trial of Dutroux or his associates. Connero's removal from the Dutroux case fanned the smoldering flames of public outrage. As the Times reported, hundreds of thousands. This is just Epstein. This is just Epstein, right? This is like middle class Epstein, right? Because it's Belgium, so they're kind of poor to begin with, and like he just had a bunch of like regular houses, right? Everyone else is gone. I'm alone. One of three people is here. And I'm doing voices, and I'm doing voices too. God damn it. All right. Let's see. Hundreds of thousands of people had petitioned the High Court to retain the judge. Adding yet more fuel to the fire, prosecutor Michael Bourlet was claiming that evidence indicated a pedophile ring composed of wealthy and powerful had been protected for 25 years, well, until their victims were legal. With the families of Dutroux's victims calling for a general strike, men and women all across the country walked away from their jobs in protest as railway workers and bus drivers shut down public transportation, bringing some cities to a virtual standstill. That goes hard. No one, I never knew this.
They totally had basically they shut down the whole country for a month.
Jesus,
Belgians are based.
That is based as fuck. Yeah. Bringing some cities to a virtual standstill. The Telegraph reported that in Liège, firemen turned their hoses on the city's court building to symbolize the massive cleanup that was in order. To symbolize that everyone inside had busted on... Well, never mind. On October 20th, 1996, 350,000 citizens of the tiny nation of Belgium. That's as many people as live in fucking Iceland. It's all of them. Of the tiny nation of Belgium took to the streets of Brussels, dressed all in white, demanding the reform of a system so corrupt that it would protect the abusers, rapists, torturers, and killers of children. The political fallout of the case ultimately brought about... Now I know why they're trying to demographically replace Belgium. Now I know. Right, yeah. That is why Belgium is the most cucked of
warrior
countries
king.
now.
They're actually in the maybe the reason I like Belgium is because in the deep past, my family is from the tribe of the Belga. Yeah,
I like their waffles.
Yeah.
Everyone, the Chad is talking about waffles. Waffle production nosedive during the anti-pedophile demonstration. Yeah. Oh my God.
It was worth it.
Let's see. Bulba Inquisition says, should I continue to watching this or watch a VTuber read copyright-free Christmas stories? Hard choices here tonight, chat. Well, this is technically a Christmas stream because it is.
That's why we're doing Belgian chocolate, so on and so forth. You know,
Yeah,
and
that's
the
right.
Past Sandbatch was the product of a Belgian child dungeon. Damn.
Yeah. Oh man, you're like a migratory bird or a salmon trying to return to the place that you were born.
I saw a video the other day. It was really funny. It was if Santa
Please be unrelated.
If Santa gave presents to all the children, and he's like, this is a really messed up island. No, I can't get you out of here. Here's a pogo stick.
Oh no! Oh my God! That is good though. Okay.
I like Randall Shirker's thought that in the future VTubers will be reading our transcripts of LMD.
Amazing. We should probably I should probably just go ahead and finally create a VTuber avatar since I'm never gonna face fag.
Oh my God, we should do VTuber avatars. Yes.
We should do it.
Just be my face.
Your actual face or the Soviet propaganda poster you use.
That is my face, sir.
That is my real face. I was a model for the Soviet propaganda poster.
He's used my name, image, and likeness for their propaganda.
Let's ask ChatGPT what my VTuber avatar would look like.
We're not doing anime ones.
It's just a Belgian salmon.
It's a waffle. It's yes, the Sandbatch waffle salmon. Oh, actually, you know what? That is a Japanese dessert called taiyaki. It's delicious. It's a fish.
Salmon waffle?
No, it's a waffle baked in the shape of a fish, and then it's filled with like red bean or custard or like chocolate pudding.
That doesn't sound Japanese. That sounds like something you get in Montana.
Oh, but it is Japanese. It's called taiyaki.
I keep thinking, he's going to say salmon waffin. He's going to say salmon waffin.
Salmon waffin. Yes. Yeah, I didn't do it, but you did, and then I said it. So, Randall Shirker says you're going to force you to do an anime version of MacArthur. Well, too late. I got one. I just switched it. So there you go.
That's one of my favorite pictures ever.
Really? Why?
I just like it. It's got good energy.
You know who drew it?
Who?
Hirohiko Araki, the guy who draws JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, I don't know what
just
that
like
is.
It's like a famous
an anime guy.
Yeah, it's a famous anime that's also like pretty gay. It's pretty homoerotic.
Interesting.
But yeah,
if Sandbatch would be insufferable if he ever got into anime.
They tried to feed me the anime pill on drive time, and I swallowed it, but like it
yeah, but it was Satoshi Kon. You watched Perfect Blue, so yeah, Perfect Blue is great. It's like it's more like a Hitchcock film than it is like anime.
It was good. I did not regret the 3 hours or however long it was.
Let's see. All right. Where the hell were we? Oh yeah. The political fallout from the case ultimately brought about the resignation of Belgium's state police chief, interior minister, and justice minister, who became sacrificial lambs taught to the outraged masses to avoid what could easily have exploded into a full-scale insurrection by the people, particularly after police incompetence allowed Dutroux to escape and remain at large for a brief time in April 1998.
Pretty sure there is an unleashed or like an unaired BBC documentary. I know there's one about the Franklin scandal called like Conspiracy of Silence, but there's also one in Dutroux that I saw on is it Odyssey or one of those, alternative platforms a few years ago. Messed up stuff, dude. Like, just dark.
Yeah. The this obviously we're having a good time. We're making some jokes, having some laughs here. But obviously,
what a pedophile is.
But obviously with the boys.
Yeah, but obviously all these people belong in a fucking wood chipper. So and vigilante actions against pedophiles are fine. They're fine. Do it. Start the crusade.
This is a call to violence.
This is a call to peace. This is a call to pieces of pedophiles being spewed out of the end of a wood chipper. Let's see. Voluntarily. We're not voluntarily and legally. In the most legal way. In the most legal way. Amazingly legal. That's what we're doing.
My God. Short pants.
Pac-Man Respector, I thought you meant chat. No. No. All of you, none of you go in the wood chipper. There were in fact calls from people for the entire coalition government to step down. Yeah. Months later, an opinion survey by Brussels Le Soir newspaper found that only 1 in 5 Belgians still had confidence in the federal government and in the nation's criminal justice system. As the Los Angeles Times reported in January 1998, the conviction remains stubbornly widespread that members of the upper crust, government ministers, the Roman Catholic Church, the court of King Albert II, belonged to child sex rings or protected them. Probably
this is
true.
Also why the EU Commission is headed in Brussels, by the way.
Because they're all diddlers.
Well, no, because they also saw that they could basically get away with it.
Oh. Makes sense.
If you look at the white papers for the 15-minute tri-cities that they're trying to build on the Dutch countryside,
yeah.
I remember like a couple of years ago, they had all the farmers come in and like dump manure on the streets or whatever, and then they went home, and you had that milk lady.
I don't remember anything about
Her name
this.
is like she's like the really Aryan looking chick that like poses bottles of milk, and you're like, come on, lady.
Well, what's an Aryan looking chick? What do you mean by that?
Blonde hair, blue eyes, rather figure-esque.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So manure and bottles of milk. Okay, go on.
And nothing came of it. Like I'm pretty sure they're still gonna do it.
What's the deal with the 15-minute cities? What makes them so?
Because they're going to be quote unquote European cities rather than Dutch cities, or Belgian cities, and also because it's just destroying whatever little bit of farmland is left.
Got it. Okay. So they're trying to control the food supply. Okay. Understood. So
there's one tobacco farm in Belgium, and it produces some of the most incredible tobacco.
Yeah, but how many tulip farms?
Yeah, well, I don't know. That's the Netherlands. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Which one wears the wooden shoes? Honestly, I get
Dutch again. It's a goddamn Dutch.
It's probably the Portuguese, and no one's.
Which
probably the Portuguese, and no one's updating their priors.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Belgians, but fuck the Dutch.
Fuck the Dutch.
Which one can you buy a woman in a window?
Both.
Apparently, fucking all of them.
Mm.
According to this, well, not a woman really. You're gonna have to wait.
Yeah, you got to buy a pre-woman.
She'll grow into it.
Yeah.
The lingering distrust of the people was not alleviated by the fact that a parliamentary inquiry had identified in April 1997 30 officials who had, as the Times tactfully put it, failed to uncover Dutrox's misdeeds. Nearly a year later, none of them had yet suffered any repercussions. Additionally, at least 10 missing children suspected of having fallen prey to Dutrox's operation have never been found. Okay. Yeah. Well, just a few months.
5 more houses.
Yes, like 5. Yeah, you'd probably tear those down. Just a few months before the Parliamentary Commission issued its report on the Dutrox case, viewed by many as a shameless cover-up, the Telegraph reported grim rumors have been circulating that a second pedophile network is at least as appalling may have been operating in a parallel said to involve Dutroux. The bodies of 7 children were believed to have been hidden by the ring, which was thought could be linked to Dutroux through Michael Nihoul. 2 months after that, a man named Patrick Desrochers and 3 of his family members were arrested following the discovery of the body of a 9-year-old girl. Rumors quickly began circulating, linking that crime to Dutroux as well. Like Dutroux, Desrochers had previously been convicted on multiple counts of child rape. If you are convicted on multiple counts of child rape, why would you ever be free again?
I don't know. Just ask your average Rotterdam citizen. Hey,
Yeah, I honestly, like, you know, the English need to
the Europeans are doing it to themselves, dude.
They need to. I mean, you know, it's not great in the U.S., but it's fuck my life. You know, I don't know. It's not as bad as it is in the UK.
I had a tweet that I kept in the drafts for a long time. It was basically like, well, the reason you don't see the British elites doing anything about remigration is because they feel a kinship with the newcomers who share in their favorite hobby.
Oh God. Yeah. He had been committed to a psychiatric institution from which he was released after just 6 weeks. Authorities quickly denied that there was any connection between the cases. In January 1998, however, the Telegraph reported new evidence from a lawyer involved in the investigation blows a hole in the previous police claim that there was no link between the cases involving the alleged child murderers Marc Dutroux and Patrick Desrochers. Once again, the connection was said to be through Nihoul. One of you has got all of the notification sounds on your computer turned on.
Oh my God, that's me. Oh my God, it's always me.
It's always you. You are the you are the Gabe Sinclair of this particular stream.
Dude, I've been doing this for 10 years.
Shut it down.
I've been doing this for 10 fucking years, and I still fuck everything up.
Oh man. Fuck. In April 1999, The Guardian weighed in with this report. The highly respected chairman of a parliamentary inquiry into the Dutroux case claims that this commission's findings were muzzled by political and judicial leaders to prevent details emerging of complicity in the crimes. Mr. Velwingen claims that senior political and legal figures refused to cooperate with the inquiry. He says magistrates and police were officially told to refuse to answer certain questions in what he describes as a characteristic smothering operation.
And it's inquiry?
Inquiry.
No, inquiry.
Inquiry.
There we go.
As of May 2002, nearly 6 years after Dutroux was taken into custody, his trial had yet to begin. Parents of victims continued to loudly shout of a cover-up, and the Telegraph was reporting that it was recently learned that scientific tests on 6,000 hairs found in the underground dungeon began only this year. Those tests, of course, could reveal how many victims passed through Dutroux's Chamber of Horrors. Perhaps more importantly, they could also, as BBC News report noted in January 2002, establish whether the girls had any other visitors.
Ugh.
Yeah. Oh man, the Dick Van Dyke School of British Accent. If you want me to do the Dick Van Dyke Cockney accent, I think I'm actually pretty decent, but
more like Dick Van. Oh,
more mind. Like Thick Van. Whatever. Anne Thilly, the aforementioned prosecutor general of Liege, who dismissed as mad a key prosecution witness, has been quoted as saying, "There was no need to get hairs analyzed as no one else entered the cage. There was no network, so there was no need to look for evidence of one. In any case, the hairs have all now been analyzed." Thilly gave no indication of how she knew there was nothing to find before even bothering to look, and contrary to her claims, the BBC reported in May 2002 that the hairs had still not been analyzed, governor, according to sources central to the investigation. Thilly has also claimed what?
Dude, who uses the phrase mad?
Like
who says he's mad? He's gone mad. Who says that?
Jeets.
Yeah.
Are you mad? Are you mad? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The
Now it's
Trilateral Commission.
the Trilateral Commission. The Trilateral Commission. The lead also claimed the bodies recovered from Dutroux's properties were too decomposed to test for DNA. The BBC, though, noted the autopsy states quite clearly that the bodies were not decomposed. Samples were taken. It is just that no one seems to know what has happened to the results.
We don't even know if they were children. They could have just been very large squirrels.
Very large squirrels. So a duck. The January BBC report came on the heels of an interview that the imprisoned Dutroux granted a Flemish journalist and a Belgian senator. Therein, Dutroux was quoted as admitting a network with all kinds of criminal activities really does exist, but the authorities don't want to look into it. He also acknowledged the existence of a well-grounded pedophile ring. I maintained regular contact with people in this ring. However, the law does not want to investigate this lead.
Point of inquiry.
Yeah.
Right. You have the Belgians. You have the Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what the fuck is a Flemish?
What the fuck is a phlegm? What the fuck is a phlegm? Who am the phlegms?
It's a member of an ethnicity that speaks a German language instead of a French language.
It's a Dutch-speaking ethnic. It's the Dutch-speaking ethnic majority in northern Belgium, residing in the region of Flanders.
Isn't
Flanders
that
Fields.
the Netherlands?
No.
In Flanders Field, the poppies grows.
Yeah.
Between the crosses, row on row. Take up our quarrel with our foe. Something. Yeah.
Yep.
Cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left.
All in
of
the
them.
Valley of Death. Road to 600. Yep. Forward the Light Brigade.
All right.
Honor the charge they made.
We're going Farfield.
Farfield. Let's see.
My heart and air that kills. From yon far country blows. What are those blue remembered fields? What spires, what fields are those?
Are you actually just remembering this, or did you look it up?
No, I remember that one.
That's from memory.
I love Hausman.
Wow. Very nice. Let's see here. Another lead that was never seriously investigated involved allegations of satanic cult involvement in the abductions. In 1996, police had found a note at Bernard Weinstein's home that led him to investigate the Abraxas organization and its high priestess, Dominique Kindermans. Suspicious name. Some segments of the Belgian press speculated that the organization was a satanic cult that assisted in obtaining young girls for ritual sacrifices. Sandbatch, mute your computer audio, please.
Again? I thought I turned it all off.
Well, you heard it, right? I heard it.
I heard it.
Unless it's also Hudson.
No, I have a Mac.
No.
But also Abraxas is technically speaking non-satanic.
Abraxas is a beautiful name for a woman.
I thought it was a very sturdy cleaner.
Abraxas is like okay. That would be borax. Yeah, no, I mean Abraxas,
sort of Pokemon.
Abraxas is a Gnostic, is a Gnostic and hermetic deity, basically. Typically,
satanic.
Typically, non-Luciferian, and definitely not theistic Satan.
Sounds like heresy to me. I say we burn it.
A demon at worst. But if the Marc Dutroux case were some kind of aberration, it would still be a disturbing story for the level of unspeakable corruption and depravity of the Belgian political and law enforcement establishment of which it speaks. Far more disturbing is the fact that it does not appear to be an isolated case at all. In 1999 drew to a close, the nation of Latvia was rocked by a child prostitution and child pornography scandal that reached to the very top of the political power structure. The case first broke in August when Christopher Sandbatch didn't turn off his computer audio.
I don't know how to do it.
I don't know how to do it. I'm so sorry.
This is how I know that those levees broke, but like on purpose.
You know what? I fixed
It
it.
was somebody.
Yeah.
It was somebody like Sandbatch just sitting there. And be like, I don't know how to fix it. So
I don't know how to fix it. Yeah, exactly.
we're just gonna have to let the old town flood. You
Dude,
heard?
I've
that
been
is such a
feeling
New
like
Orleans
these.
attitude.
I've been feeling like these here streets could use a good wash.
That is that's so actually New Orleans. Like it's like seriously how fucked up this place is.
I turned on the shower, and suddenly Bourbon Street was under 10 feet of water.
I turned off the shower because the water ran cold. I turned outside and the whole crowd underwater. You know, just like that.
All right. Let's see. The case first broke in August when police uncovered a massive operation involving as many as 2,000 severely abused children. That's a shitload. When media reports began linking top Latvian officials to the case, how big is their bureaucracy that they could even abuse 2,000 children?
Seriously, Latvia is like 10 people.
Yeah. Like, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of administrative bloat if they even have enough people to abuse. Like, that. Yeah. Anyway, a second parliamentary commission was assembled to investigate the emerging allegations. This is like a we have investigated ourselves type thing. In February 2000, the chairman of the commission delivered a report to Parliament linking the country's prime minister and justice minister, the director of the state revenue service, and a number of army and law enforcement officials to the case. A campaign was immediately begun to discredit the committee chairman, including allegations that he is tied to the former KGB, a classic case of red baiting that enabled the allegations to be dismissed as communist propaganda.
You know,
okay,
I have to say this is the worst version of Who's on First I've ever heard.
That is so stupid. So who abused 2,000 children? Like
the Reds.
Yeah. On November 27, 2002, The Guardian reported that many among Portugal's elite were, I said Portugal not 5 minutes ago. I was like, we're letting Portugal off without
right
anything.
on it.
I was on it.
Fun fact about Portugal, they are one of the last countries in Europe that recognizes titles of nobility.
Based. Okay. All right. Well, unfortunately, they've done some diddling too. So on November 27, 2002, The Guardian reported that many among Portugal's elite were linked to a pedophile ring as well. A scandal over a pedophile ring run from the state orphanage gripped Portugal yesterday as it threatened to engulf diplomats, media personalities, and senior politicians. Photographs of
another pedo scam has hit the European elite.
Photographs of unnamed senior government officials with young boys from Lisbon's Casa Pia orphanage were among the evidence reportedly available to police after they arrested a former orphanage employee called Carlo Silvino. I don't know why. It got Australian as I went on.
Such an actually absurd news release when you think about it.
It's ridiculous. They were chilling at an orphanage.
It makes you think that maybe Oliver Twist's life wasn't so bad.
Yeah, he didn't get. He just like got a.
Oh, you think there wasn't any pedo shit in the Oliver Twist orphanages?
Well, it wasn't in the story, is what we're saying.
I didn't read that in Dickens.
May I have some more?
Oh God.
Oh God.
And now, can you imagine the repressed memories like that would come like unearthed from Charles Dickens if you were to like subject him to modern literary criticism?
Jesus
Christ.
Oh no. One revelation in the case was that
it's a good thing they can't read Dickens and understand what he's saying.
They can't understand, yes. One revelation in the case was that systematic sexual abuse of children at the home had allegedly been going on for more than 20 years.
Oh.
But I don't understand. Because they're not kids anymore if it's been going on for 20 years.
Well, no, I don't think it's the same children.
Oh. Well, that's even worse. Can't even get used to it. Had been known to police and other authorities for most of that time. Teresa Costa Macedo, a former Secretary of State for Families, has said that she sent a dossier to police 20 years ago containing damning proof of the abuse, including photographs and eyewitness statements. Unfortunately, those were photographs of the police. The information was not acted upon, and for her trouble, Macedo became the victim of a campaign of threats and intimidation. In
What
June,
does Interpol do if not this?
What?
What does Interpol actually do if
What
not
does
solving crimes
Interpol
like this?
What
actually
does
do?
Interpol? I think Interpol are just the market makers in these various graft like vice rings.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, wait a minute. Why is blackmail even a threat if nothing ever happens? Right? Like
Asking the tough questions.
Yeah, like
Well, because 13% of the black males commit 50% of.
Okay, all right. In June 2003, the Independent reported that we already talked about aunties, about how
special uncle,
about how there'd probably be there'd be probably statistically less crime from a certain segment of the American population if their first sexual experiences weren't typically like statutory rape or just regular rape. So,
well, you see, because special uncle, he pays the bills.
Yeah. Yikes. Yikes. That's a yikes from me, dog. Let's see. In June 2003, the Independent reported that police at first denied her reports existed, but then later produced them. Macedo has testified. Wow, it's on my desk, right? Macedo has testified before Parliament that the former president, Antonio Ramalho Yanes, the former foreign secretary, Jaime Garcia, and elements within the police all knew of the ongoing abuse. An official report claims that among the children still living at Casa Pia, at least 128 had been subjected to sexual abuse. That is a huge number of kids in a single orphanage to begin with.
Dude, you should look into the Boys Town numbers.
Dude.
Many are deaf and dumb.
Ooh.
That's just mean. Countless other victims have passed through the facility over the last 30 years. Among those detained or questioned in the case were Carlos Cruz, known in Portugal as Mr. Televisión, Manuel Abrantes, a former director of Casa Pia, João Vieira Diniz, a doctor at Casa Pia, Jorge Rito, a former ambassador to UNESCO, Hugo Marcal, Carlos Silvino's former attorney, Eduardo Ferro Rodriguez, a Portugal Socialist Party leader, television talk show host Herman Jose, and Paulo Pedroso, a former Labor minister, a guy whose name is really kind of makes me think this is nominative determinism because it's Pedroso. All right. A follow-up report in the Independent noted that Casa Pia, founded by a police superintendent, first came under scrutiny 20 years ago when a young inmate died. Officials found the home's doors. Are they inmates? Or are they inmates or are they orphans? Anyway, came under scrutiny 20 years ago when a young
the crime of not having parents.
Which is illegal in Portugal and remains so this day.
Straight to jail.
Gio says they don't even have time to get used to it. That's just an insane thing to say. Thank you. All right. Sorry. Came under scrutiny 20 years ago when a young inmate died. Officials found the home's doors open all night and youngsters in a cruising area for male prostitutes. 4 children aged between 8 and 12 missing for a fortnight were found in a luxury flat nearby Casay, owned by a diplomat. That diplomat
is a fortnight.
What?
How
2
long
weeks.
is a fortnight?
2 weeks.
Oh man, that's a long time.
Yeah. Kids are like, can I play Fortnite? They're like, I have Fortnite at home. It is now alleged that Silvino, an employee and former resident of Casapia acted for years to procure young boys for rich and powerful pedophiles, including Rito. Adolescent witnesses have claimed on Portuguese television that they were offered enticements and then raped and recruited for sex parties with powerful friends. Others, now adult, have told of chilling experiences long suppressed. A Portuguese organization calling itself Innocence in Danger has been working for years to publicize the problem of child abuse and child abductions in the country, but have been unable to penetrate, choice of words, what they describe as a media blackout. Oh my God.
Wild language there, buddy.
Yeah.
Come on, David. You're better than this.
You're better than this.
No, he's not. Neither am I.
As of February 2003, a campaign was underway in Scotland to unseal records that had been sealed for 100 years under special order. The records concern the activities of Thomas Hamilton, a notorious child molester and murderer, a double threat, who was credited with killing 16 school children and a teacher, and then himself in 1996.
And this had to be sealed for 100 years?
Yeah, wow. One police report sealed...
I no longer wish to save Europe.
Let's see. Notorious murderer critic. Yeah, one police report sealed under order concerns Thomas Hamilton's activities at a summer camp in Loch Lomond in 1991, 5 years before the shootings, and allegedly links Hamilton to figures in the Scottish establishment, including 2 senior politicians and a lawyer, according to The Guardian. A report in Scotland's Sunday Herald from March 2003 revealed that 106 documents had been sealed. These included a letter connected to Hamilton, which was sent by George Robertson, currently head of NATO, to Michael Forsyth, who was then Secretary of State for Scotland, as well as a correspondence relating to Thomas Hamilton's alleged involvement in Freemasonry, which is not suspicious. I'm going to say.
Luckily, Freemasons have never done anything wrong. Right?
Freemasons have never done anything.
We're super pro Freemason here on this show.
Pro Freemason. I won't stand the conflation. Anyway, a Deputy Justice Minister, Michael Matheson, was quoted in the article questioning the official justification for sealing the documents. The explanation to date around the 100-year rule was that it was put in place to protect the interests of children named in the Central Police Report. Flokin.
I would have thought that the key to Satanism was piling rocks.
What?
Freemasonry.
Oh, okay. Oh boy. Gio Panichetti, Canadian national, says you'll get your multi-million-dollar housing development approved, but you have to use this orphan as a human toilet first. Amazing.
That's what. One day I'll get my Thiel box.
One day, that's what it takes. Let's see here. All you gotta do is pee on a Portuguese orphan. That's all you gotta do. Live on Twitch.
I don't think I might be down. No, never mind.
I mean, yeah.
Could it be a Brazilian orphan?
Could it be a Brazilian orphan? Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
To be fair, who's that journalist?
Which one?
Brazil.
What? Glenn Greenwald?
Yeah, Glenn Greenwald. I mean, doesn't seem to impede his career at all.
I don't think he peed on a kid.
Yeah.
Did he pee on a kid? Oh no. Yeah, I guess he does. I guess he does suck toes and dress like a lady, and he adopted those kids. That is alarming. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. Well, at least he's doing it in Brazil instead of a country with people.
Glenn Greenwald, the homosexual?
Glenn Greenwald, the homosexual. You saying he has other paraphilias? No.
He's got a pair of them.
He's got a pair of them? God.
Yeah, there's a video of a Brazilian minor peeing on Glenn Greenwald. That's
really? Anyone from any other blue collar professions peeing on him? Anyway, All right. We're not doing this anymore.
We call it the reverse Kelly.
The explanation to date about the 100-year rule was that it was put into place to protect the interests of children named in the Central Police Report. How can that explanation stand when children aren't named? Yeah. On September 29, 2000, the Irish Times reported that yet another pedophile network had surfaced. 8 people were arrested in Italy and 3 in Russia.
It was at the end of a rainbow.
End of a rainbow. Let's see. On September, Irish Times, 8 people were arrested in Italy and 3 in Russia, and police said 1,700 people were being investigated in Italy. Dear Lord. The images traded by this ring were divided into several categories. The most gruesome, police said, was coded necrospedo, which I won't translate for you. I think you can probably put 2 and 2 together here. In which children were, he just says it. Yeah, well, yeah, they were tortured to death and other things. And so, keep it light, guys. And so it is that we first confront the most disturbing of topics. What now? Oh, snuff films. That is not the most disturbing part. Anyway, snuff films, which most people assume do not actually exist. Wow. Wait, when was this book written?
Early 2000s.
Oh, okay. So like before we just had like Live Leak, just showing snuff films 24/7, like whether you wanted them or not.
He's specifically talking about the 1970s sort of urban legend, quote unquote, phenomenon.
Oh, like VHS tapes.
Not even like Super 8.
Super 8.
That, like pick up at certain pawn shops and other stores in Times Square at the time.
As recently as February 1999, the New York Post assured readers that snuff films are the stuff of urban legends. The stuff of urban legend could be here. How did this legend get started? No one knows. The unfortunate truth, though, is that snuff films do actually exist, and they likely have existed for as long as film has existed. And before that, they had...
I watched World War II in color. That's a big snuff film.
God. What's that early animation thing? You like spin it around.
Rotoscope.
It is not what that is. Rotoscoping is when you paint over film to do animation.
Yeah. Is that what that is?
Yeah, no. Rotoscoping is when you paint over film.
It's cool. I like it.
Yeah. Ralph Bakshi. But anyway, that's not the name of the thing that I'm thinking of. Anyway, I'm just saying one of those that's snuff. That's the joke. There you go.
Were the Fleischer brothers Jewish?
The what?
The Fleischer brothers who invented rotoscoping for the Superman cartoon.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, snuff films is the stuff of urban legend. How did this legend get started? No one knows. The unfortunate truth, though, is that snuff films do exist, and they likely have existed for as long as film has existed, though they were not always known by that name. According to the Post, the term snuff was actually coined during the Charles Manson case, when press reports repeated a rumor that Manson family had filmed home movies of the brutal slayings. Her final role. Other reports hold that the term was coined in 1976 by a writer for the New York Times who was in need of a phrase to describe reports of murders following sexual activity being captured on film. Oh, like muff films. I get it. Yeah, in the late 1970s, as Carl Raish noted in Painted Black, the Texas House Select Committee on Child Pornography disclosed that investigators probing, God damn it, leads to organized crime in Houston, Dallas, and other major cities found that slave auctions for 16 and 17-year-old boys were routinely held in Mexico. Some of the boys were featured in brutal snuff or slasher movies.
So you know that guy, Interesting Books Review, that I mentioned before?
Yep.
In his talk with that guy, Patrick, who does the program tokill.net, he was talking about they discussed the sort of underground sex trafficking scene of Houston, and yeah, it's pretty messed up. Yeah, and you would think it's like, oh, this is Houston. Like, what the hell?
Houston, who goes there? Nowhere. No one. Unless you're sex trafficking, in which case it's Mecca. Just like Mecca. Anyway, some of the Reischke also quotes from a study by U.S. mental health professionals that claims that a child from Mexico can be packaged, delivered, and sold deep within the United States in a short time, and that many are purchased solely for the purpose of killing. Wow. Did someone just kick in the door there, Sandbatch?
No, that was me. They found me.
They found no, that was me. They found me. Great. Let's see. In Enslaved, Gordon Thomas reported that at the start of the year, 1991, Britain's Scotland Yard was continuing to investigate reports that up to 20 children in London had been murdered last year in snuff films and the videotapes sold on the continent. Journalist Nick Davies, writing for The Guardian in November 2000, revisited that investigation, which was centered on a group of British pedophiles living in Amsterdam. The investigation revealed that the men were running gay brothels that were essentially fronts for trafficking underage boys. Many purchased from the streets of economically ravaged Eastern Europe and collected from the streets of London. Prominent among the group of pedophiles were a man named Alan Williams, known as the Welsh Witch, and another named Warwick Spinks, who, according to Davies, was basically born to be a sex trafficker of minor boys because of his fucking name. Pioneered the trafficking of boys as young as 10. Yet no one had thought to do that before. The men used the boys in the production of child pornography and, according to several witnesses, in the production of snuff films. Davies wrote not just once, but repeatedly, evidence had come to the attention of police in England and the Netherlands that, for pleasure and profit, some of the exiled pedophiles in Amsterdam had murdered boys in front of the camera. Indeed, witnesses had independently given descriptions of snuff films that were remarkably consistent in the details of the types of torture used and the manner of death, though the descriptions of the victim and filming location differed, indicating that a number of such films had been made. One witness claimed to have seen 5 such films. Yeah. Yikes. Okay. Gio, the secret is none of these episodes are really monetized. We're supported by listeners like you.
Enthusiasm.
By listeners like you. Pay up, Gio. We gave you a great idea for a cash cow stream. Now pay up.
We totally did. Yeah. I'll be your producer. All you got to do is give me a little cut.
Just a little
we could make a lot of money together, Gio. You know that. We could make a lot of money together. You just gotta listen. You just gotta listen to me. You just gotta listen to, I like you, kid. I think we could make a lot of money, but you gotta listen to what I'm telling you. You gotta not talk. You gotta not talk back, Gio. You gotta not talk. You want to get hit again? I don't like hitting you. I'll do it. It's for you.
That sounds like Italian dark side Phil.
Yeah. Coming up next on Giant Geo Snuff Film Review Hour. Let's look at the board splatter rating on this Chinese lathe once again. the apex predator of Shenzhen, the lathe. Yeah. Anyway, the men used the boys in the production of child pornography, and I already read this. In the fall of 1998, British detectives flew to Amsterdam to investigate a particularly detailed account provided by a witness. The investigators had in their possession a detailed description of the apartment where the witness had viewed the tape, the name of the owner of the apartment and videotape, the name of the man who committed the murder, a detailed description of the events on tape, and the first name and approximate age of the victim. With all that in hand, says Davies, the detectives hit a wall. Dutch police said it was not enough to warrant launching any sort of investigation. By that time, investigators had been hearing accounts of snuff films for nearly 8 years. At one point, they had recruited an undercover officer to pose as a child abuser and befriend Warwick Spinks, who acknowledged to the officer that he was actively involved in trafficking boys. He also revealed that he knew some people who were involved in making snuff movies, and how they did it was they only sold them in limited editions, maybe 10 copies or something. 10 very rich customers in America who paid $5,000 each or something like that. There's no indication that any thorough investigation was ever conducted or that any arrests were ever made. Again,
Pre-inflation.
Wait, what was this year? 1998? It was later than the previous one. $50,000 to murder a child.
No, 5.
Not enough. The problem. One of the things
that's about right. I think that's about right.
One of the things that really bothers me here is how low rent some of this shit is.
I told you it's remarkably low rent. Like, I mean, look, I don't know what the price on a Belgian kid is, but I know you can get.
I mean, okay. To be fair, I wouldn't pay $50,000 for a Belgian kid.
I mean, are they first of all, are these dollars or are they euros?
Well, they're saying dollars.
I don't know if
they converted it.
Did they have euros back then?
Yes.
In 98?
Yeah.
All right. What's the production value on the snuff films?
It's like single camera, sort of Seinfeld-esque.
It's found footage,
Oh,
that's around 100,000 in today's dollars. So
again, 5,000, not 50.
Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, Randall Shirker says, well, Cap, think about the kinds of people who get into this line of work. Well, I'm thinking about like Jeffrey Epstein, who apparently was such a fucking high flyer, right? Like, I don't know that he killed any of them. Like, I don't think that's actually an accusation.
No, you get a lot more money if you keep them alive.
Yeah, it just
I like
get
the
more
idea
use
of Sandbatch is eating a po' boy right now, talking
That's
about
exactly what I'm doing.
he's just shoveling etouffee in his mouth with a big wooden spoon.
Look.
He's like, hey, listen, you want a toe? I can get you a toe. Excuse me, I'm eating. You want a toe? I can get you a toe.
God.
Look, I'm just saying.
I mean, Randall Shirker says, are they really all that calculating with regards to economics? Well, it's a business, right? Is it a business? Oh, you know what? This is one of those this is one of those hobby businesses. This is because they're just pedos and they want to but they also have the tendency to sort of make
expenses.
They make their hobby. They try to monetize their hobby. They try to monetize their hobby. That's
I mean, you got expenses and everything like that.
Hustle culture started with child sex trafficking and satanic ritual abuse.
Well, what they say: if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
God. Woodpit. It's called a beignet.
They're only called beignets in the beignet district of.
Oh my fucking God! This is like that was. No, we're not going there.
Apparently, so Gio says that he would review snuff films. So now we know the kind of person who gets into this business.
Sandy, what did I call them? They're like powder pockets or something.
I cannot remember
powder pockets.
Yeah,
Jesus. If powder pockets was listed on fucking Wayfair, you'd have QAnon busting down your door to rescue them.
Guys, they're just donuts.
They're just donuts, I swear to God. All right. Jesus Christ. Gio's gonna start doing death time movie night.
Anything I wrote except for that.
What?
I wrote an essay about my cross-country drive and how I picked up beignets in Iowa and how outside of New Orleans they're called like pocket.
They're called
so bad. It was so bad. Like it was like perfectly in the place where I couldn't decide if he was being serious or not. Like briefly, I was like, there's like you can like slide a paragraph in that just like totally causes me. It's like my reset button.
You're having it. Oh, he hit the.
get hit by reset button. Yeah.
In September 2002, the Chicago Sun-Times carried a brief report of two brothers who were arrested and charged with possessing an enormous collection of child pornography. Seized from the brothers were 5,000 photographic images, along with, talk about this being real close to your sibling. Most people don't have that kind of relationship with their siblings. Along with about 100 videotapes and 8mm films, like you said. Among this evidence were images of young girls apparently tortured, raped, and killed. The American media has shown no inclination to shine any additional light on the case.
That was almost a Wendy Good sentence.
Oh, the American media has shown no other. The snide aside. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
An account of the recent Italian case carried by The Guardian affirmed the existence of snuff films. Police have discovered a massive international pedophile network selling violent child pornography videos to clients in Italy, the US, and Germany. Authorities are trying to identify 5,000 people who are suspected of attempting to purchase the videos, some of which appear to contain images of children being tortured and murdered. The UK's Independent...
Question, has Wendy disavowed this show yet?
No.
Oh, wonderful.
No. The UK's Independent, in a follow-up published on November 2000, also confirmed that the seized materials included child snuff films. Horrified investigators gathered images of more than 2,000 children who were filmed while being abused, raped, and killed. By that time, close to 1,500 people had been charged in the case, but not, as The Guardian noted, those in high places who are believed to form a pedophile lobby.
Like NAMBLA?
I think more like a real one.
Yeah, like a real one.
More like
that
APAC.
That was real for a while.
Really? You know, I almost titled this episode Maps of Meaning. Yeah, but I thought Release the Files was better. I might reuse that one. Anyway. As in the Belgian, Latvian, and Portuguese cases, there were indications in the Italian case of high-level complicity and a strong belief among the people that the facts of the case were being covered up. As with the other cases, the Independent reported that the magistrate heading up the inquiry provoked a furor by denouncing a pedophile lobby, supported by politicians, which he said openly obstructed the investigators and worked to prevent tougher sanctions for the consumers of child pornography. Who was it? Berlusconi. I don't think that guy was a pedophile.
No, I don't think so either.
In fact, he was a homosexual. But
what?
No, he said he's like, I'm like half a homosexual, but that half is a lesbian.
Yeah.
Nice. Amazing. Yeah, I think that I think
you guys got this was in arms for Berlusconi's
absolutely was not gay. Yeah, there's no way that Berlusconi was gay. Berlusconi was the one of the greatest Italians ever.
I thought that was Liberace.
Another great Italian. Another great Italian.
That guy was a great Italian poofter. But yeah, Berlusconi, that guy loved a good set of tits. That guy loved a good set of tits. I think he probably would have beaten the shit out of a pedophile.
I thought that was Giuliani.
Giuliani is probably definitely into the younger ones.
Well, no, because he got caught on tape saying it's like, these are my tits. Give me my tits. Tits.
I mean, okay. I mean, still, he is Italian. What do you expect? What do you expect from him?
I thought that was Andrew Cuomo.
I thought that he's also an Italian. He's not a pervert. He's just Italian.
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Look, there's a part of every Italian that is North African.
What do you call an Italian pedophile? 13.
Damn. That was good. That was a good one.
That's a good one. Growing public indignation. Let's see. Supported by politicians, which he said openly obstructed the investigators and worked to prevent tougher sanctions for the consumers of child pornography. The New York Times reported in March 1997 that there is growing public indignation in France and elsewhere about the recurrent reports of kidnapping, rape, or incest involving the very young. The same Times report revealed that French police had detained more than 250 people and confiscated some 5,000 video cassettes in conjunction with an investigation into a massive child pornography ring. Those detained by police were described as mainly married professionals. A dozen of them soon turned up dead, allegedly by their own hand. I mean, yeah, like, kill yourself if you're a pedophile. Do it now.
Damn. Kill yourself if you're a pedophile.
Do it now.
If any are listening to this, just do it. Just slow release.
If any pedophile is listening to this, first send us all of your worldly funds in a super chat, and then kill yourself
Promptly.
You can't be reformed. There's no evidence they can be reformed except in the grave. So, yeah. Let's see. Jay Ford says, I mean, who hasn't seen a great pair of Gazembambakas and think, me want orange, I want orange, me orange. Yes.
So true.
So true. Yeah. Let's see. FBI informant. Actually, that would be a podophile. not to be confused. Embarrassing, but not criminal. Not yes. Sex frequent. First hit like and subscribe. That's right. We're never losing that sub. All right. The BBC filed a brief report on a 1996 case that was otherwise almost completely ignored by the English language press. Mexican police broke up an international child pornography ring based in the resort of Acapulco, which said had at least 4,000 clients in the United States.
I thought Acapulco was like one of those made-up names, like Kokomo.
Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I want to take you.
To Acapulco.
A UN envoy investigating the case said that the child pornography sometimes involved babies of less than 1 month old.
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
I'm so glad that the new father came on to do this stream.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, ugh.
We're great with this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Cucamonga,
Seattle.
Whoa, look at those Magumbos.
Look at the Mogumbo Kosuwa. Have you ever seen Mr. India? No. Okay, there's this Bollywood adventure movie that has the guy who played Molaram from Temple of Doom in it, and his name is Mogumbo, and he has a catchphrase. It's like Mogumbo Kosuwa, which is Mogumbo approves, and he does it all the time looking at women. I literally thought you were. It's bizarre that you said that. Except,
So Cucamonga, Seattle is a line from Krusty the Clown in The Simpsons, and then there's a different episode in which Marge gets breast implants, and in order to save Bart's life, she has to flash the entire crowd. So therefore, Krusty goes, "Whoa, look at those Magumbos," and then actually that is the secret word that allows the elephant to stop trying to eat Bart.
Amazing. Yeah, let's see. FBI informant says Temple of Doom is my favorite Indiana Jones movie. Well, then I do have I'm going to shill really briefly. I do have an upcoming stream on the Pete Quinones show about the Thuggee and the extirpation of the Thuggee by the British Raj.
Yeah, you did a really good job on Pete's show, by the way.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Much better than my episode that went disastrously wrong.
I should not say about my shows with Pete.
What?
Nothing.
Are they bad?
I'm just kidding.
Sandbatch, you're very pretty.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you. All right, let's see. 1 month old though, Jesus Christ. In June 1997, the News Telegraph spoke of over 800 French homes being raided and 204 suspects being taken into custody. Among those detained were more than 30 teachers and a number of priests. Great. As well as the deputy mayor of the town of Saint Mihiel. By the end of the week, 4 had committed suicide, including a school headmaster. 3 years later, the BBC filed a very brief report noting that a verdict was due in the trial of more than 60 people accused of possessing child pornography. One of the judges hearing the case said examining the video evidence made him feel physically sick. In a familiar refrain, it was reported that the French courts had been accused of attacking the easy targets, porn consumers, rather than producers and distributors. And one children's rights group has alleged that senior public figures were among those investigated, but their cases were dropped before coming to court. In 1998, another large-scale international ring was discovered operating out of the Netherlands and Berlin, Germany. The New York Times reported that investigators called the case nauseating. In that, images of abuse of even babies and infants were peddled via the internet and other media. Police discovered voluminous, that was 1998. So they were sending out minty fresh quick times of infants being sexually abused. Great. Hope it was worth.
A sentence I never needed to know existed.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's one that's never been said before. So thanks, language, for making that possible. Police discovered voluminous records of what appear to be clients and suppliers from countries including Israel, Ukraine, Britain, Russia, and the United States. The ring was first uncovered when a key member was found dead in Italy. According to the Irish Times, he was murdered by another member of the ring. His apartment in the Dutch town of Zandvoort was found to contain thousands of digital images stored on computer disks. At this time, it could have been CDs that were burned. It also could have been zip drives, or perhaps even floppy disks. Let's see. His apartment, as well as hundreds of addresses of suspected suppliers and clients. According to the New York Times, the images shocked even veteran sex crimes investigators, one of whom stated that the seized evidence left him speechless. It looks like the perpetrators are not dealing with human beings, but with objects. I mean, I think there's like something different wrong going on. Okay, I'm not saying that any of these are okay, like head first into the wood chipper, either way. But like a 13-year-old versus an infant is like, there's clearly something different going on there in the mind of the perpetrator. Like, Jesus. The BBC reported in June 1999 that 2 unnamed German men had gone on trial accused of running a child pornography ring in Germany, Poland, and the Czech Republic. The pair, along with at least 11 identified but unindicted accomplices, made video. 11 unindicted accomplices. So that means they were
very powerful people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, or like they all flipped, right? Or they were all
4K no love dose.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh God. Hold on, where the fuck was I? 11 unindicted. Yeah. Made video recordings of the gang sexually abusing children between the ages of 3 and 14 since 1993. A large but unspecified quantity of videos, photography, magazines, and CD-ROMs containing child pornography were confiscated. Also noted was a possible connection to the Dutroux case. There have been cases of Slovak children being taken to Vienna to make pornographic films. The Belgian pedophile Marc Dutroux was a regular visitor to one Slovak town. In September 1998, another ring had been raided, one that the BBC described as a larger and more sinister pedophile network called Wonderland. Not the San Jose Mercury News reported police in 22 states and 13 foreign countries conducted coordinated raids aimed at breaking up an international child pornography ring. The ring involves as many as 200 people around the world who exchanged over the internet thousands of sexually explicit images of children as young as 18 months. The Independent reported that the ring shared pictures of children being abused, in some cases live via webcam broadcast over the internet. The raids included homes in Australia, Austria, Belgium, Finland, France, Germany, Italy, Norway, Portugal, and Sweden. According to the New York Times, which added that several dozen people were arrested, but officials said they expected more than 100 to be charged. The Independent later reported that 107 suspects were ultimately arrested. The Mercury News implied that it was only the tip of the iceberg. The ring actually extends into 47 countries. Great.
Can we maybe filter this through BBC Pigeon?
Oh my God, no. Come on. Come
Just
on.
to bring a little levity.
Come on.
All right, hold on.
Please don't.
Among them. Yeah, okay.
Among them, bwe.
Yeah, the case was described by a British official as stomach churning. The Times reported Wonderland Club members are believed to have posted their own children for pictures. In other cases, parents may have taken money to let their children be used. The Guardian reported that over 1,250 children were featured in the photos and videos, many of whom suffered appalling injuries and were seen sobbing uncontrollably as they were being sexually violated.
What?
Ugh. The Independent added that the victimized children were mostly under the age of 10. A BBC report held that the combined raids resulted in the seizure of more than 750,000 computer images of children. A detective superintendent of the British National Crime Squad called these images disgusting and added that the behavior that has been carried out is absolutely appalling. The BBC also took note of the fact that while ignored by the American press, Wonderland originated in the United States. According to among the scores of U.S. homes raided in connection with the case, one yielded a database of more than 100,000 sexual photographs of naked boys and girls.
What?
Interestingly enough, the Times also noted that another raid in Missouri turned up a cache of weapons as well as child pornography in a heavily fortified trailer, the ultimate goon cave. Illustrating once again,
sounds like a libertarian headquarters.
let me.
What you gonna do with all them pictures, Cap?
It was called fuck you. It's called the Age of Consent trailer. Yeah. Illustrating once again, as did the Jutro case, the close ties between organized pedophilia and other terrorist assaults against society. Let's talk about Bachabazi.
Oh, God.
Yeah. As with the earlier raids in Europe, Vitlaus, they make trailers for snuff films. God, I'm really into the snuff film extended universe. You know, they always put a stinger at the end. Yeah. I can't wait for the Bill Clinton inclusion at the end of the next one. Let's see. As with the earlier raids in Europe, a rash of suicides followed the Wonderland arrests. Suicides is in scare quotes. By October 24th, 1998, the Mercury News was reporting that no fewer than 4 of the 34 American suspects had killed themselves. These included a retired Air Force pilot, a microbiologist at the University of Connecticut, and a computer consultant in Colorado. He does computers. In the UK, the Wonderland raids, dubbed Operation Cathedral, ironically, resulted in the indictments of 8 suspects. One of the 8 turned up dead 4 months later. Another alleged suicide.
You know
the
who
other
would
7
name names? Do you know who would name names?
Wendy Painting.
Wendy
PhD.
Painting, PhD, would name names.
Yeah, she would. She would. Let's see. The other 7 were given ridiculously light sentences in February 2001 for their complicity in inflicting unfathomable abuse on countless children. Sentences ranged from 12 to 30 months. Just a few weeks before the sentences were handed down, The Guardian was reporting that police today arrested 13 suspected pedophiles in the largest ever UK operation against child pornography. Once again, a massive amount of appalling evidence was seized, with most of the material featuring scenes of children being raped and sexually abused. Well, what the fuck else would it be? A massive amount of appalling evidence. Most of the material featuring scenes of children being raped and sexually abused. What would the images feature otherwise? It was just like regular porn, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
Birdhouses.
Birdhouses.
What's the fucking deal with the birdhouses? What does it mean?
You see, you buy this birdhouse off a Wayfair and it costs $10,000 and it's the names of missing children.
Airline food.
What's the deal with pedophile rings?
Jerry, you don't want to ask that question. You have an age gap. You were dating a 16-year-old when you made Seinfeld.
They're not even a circle. Sorry. The Independent reported that detectives working on the Wonderland case discovered that many of the pedophiles were also members of other child pornography groups. One of the groups most closely tied to Wonderland was a ring known as the Orchid Club, which had been exposed by a 1996 investigation in San Jose, California. That investigation had led to the indictment of 16 men on charges of conspiring to produce and exchange child pornography. Members of the club were identified in at least 9 states and 3 foreign countries. By the time of the Wonderland raids, the Mercury News was able to report that the purported ringleader of the Orchid Club and 12 others either have pleaded guilty or have been convicted in connection with that case. The crimes included recruiting young relatives and friends of their own children to be molested and photographed. Great. The club was also, like Wonderland, involved in real-time exploitation of children on the internet. Club members were able to send in requests and have them acted out on live feeds. The club also held a pedophile summit at which members traded stories about preteen girls they had molested and photographed in sexually explicit poses. The summit was held, appropriately enough, on April 20th, the birth date of Adolf Hitler, and a significant occult holiday.
I just love when he does that.
Beast.
In this book, he's just like, oh yeah, by the way, Hitler's birthday.
By the way.
Yeah. Oh, you know who else? You know what else happened on April 20th? Hitler was born.
420, blaze it.
I think he comes up a few different times in this book too.
I'm sure.
It's a book about Europe written after 1980.
Hitler done the diddling.
Hitler.
In late March 2001, yet another interlinked global pedophile network was exposed. How many are we up to? A lot. Okay. That month,
So many rings, there's a chain.
The Independent reported U.S. authorities announced the arrest of 4 American citizens for involvement in an international child porn ring called Blue Orchid. Sorry, I'm so yawny tonight. An international child porn ring called Blue Orchid. Just needed to not go too far afield from the Orchid Club, huh? The Los Angeles Times added further details. The United States and Russia have shut down a Moscow-based international pornography ring that used the internet to sell videotapes of children engaged in sex acts. These tapes were said to sell for between $200 and $300. A fortune in 2001 Moscow. As an Associated Press release revealed, police seized some 600 videotapes, 200 digital video discs, and many boxes of photographs, even some mini discs. Video duplication, equipment, and sales and shipping records were also seized, leading to criminal inquiries in 24 nations. Many of the tapes were bought by people in the United States. Others went to Germany, Britain, France, Denmark, China, Kuwait, Mexico, and scores of other countries. The Times reported that 9 people had been arrested and 15 search warrants had been issued in the case. The AP report noted that 4 of those arrests were in Russia, where 2 suspects, alas, had committed suicide. The ring was also said by the Times to offer what were cryptically referred to as custom-made videos for the hefty price of $5,000 each. The contents of these videos were not revealed, but it was revealed that the prevalence of child pornography has increased dramatically with the growth of the internet. There are approximately 100,000 websites worldwide associated with child pornography.
Okay, so it seems like $5,000 is the going rate, is what I'm learning from this.
It's weird that I guess the it's a tight market. It's a tight market. This point, actually, it's a little alarming that it's so low because it means that there's actually a like pretty significant supply.
Yeah.
High liquidity. Also.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right, yeah, 100,000 websites worldwide. It's got to be infinite now, right? It's just unbelievable.
What are they gonna do with all those pictures?
Jacket?
Yeah.
They probably have their own watermark on them too. You would hate to, IP theft is a crime.
God damn it. How many pedo NFTs do you think there are?
Oh.
All of them.
Yeah.
Nice. No, but I mean
100% of Monero traffic.
yeah, so exactly. Like what fucking happens like when an NFT goes on chain, right? And it's kitty porn.
Damn.
Oh,
right?
I can feel demonic entities flying towards us
This
now.
this one's a Bored Ape. This one's oh god, right? Yeah.
Yes, this is a little St. James coin.
Ugh. This point was reinforced the next day when the British press reported police raids on yet another pedophile ring. A report in The Guardian held more than 30 people, including a man working for a national youth organization, were arrested yesterday in dawn raids on the homes of suspected pedophiles. Once again, being sold and traded were images which showed children being abused. A report in the case on The Independent quoted law enforcement spokesman revealing that those arrested included members of some interesting professions, though the source demurred from revealing what those professions might be. The official did say that they had a disturbing scenario of one or two juveniles who had been caught in this way. One of them appears to be a 13-year-old boy. The police acknowledged that the arrested boy was also a potential victim and would be treated in that light, which seems rather obvious. Nevertheless, a follow-up to the story that The Independent ran in May held that the boy had become one of the youngest people to be listed on the sex offenders register. The next month, The Guardian carried a report on Eric Franklin Roser, accused child pornographer, one of the FBI's 10 most wanted criminals, and a former keyboardist for John Cougar Mellencamp's band. According to the report, investigators believe Roser's material is among the pornography circulated by a British pedophile ring. More than
Little ditty about Jack and Diane.
Dear Lord.
Two American kids growing up in the heartland.
Fast as they can. Yeah. More than 1,800 members are thought to belong to a club called Teen Boys. Its website features boys aged around 12, which is not technically a teenager. Teen Boys is considered bigger than the notorious Wonderland Club.
I don't know what that is either.
That was the one that we just talked about.
No, okay.
Before the Orchid Club, there was Wonderland.
I don't think these clubs have anything to do with what they're, saying.
I don't think it's that great, to be honest. Seems like you're.
This is going to be my I See My Schultz from Hogan's Heroes book. This is my I See Nothing book.
God.
Yeah.
I couldn't have jumped on for the serial killer episode.
You couldn't have jumped on for the serial killer episode. You had to get on for the infants getting raped episode. Sorry, bud. It's great. It's great that we only have 150 listeners right now. It's pretty light for an episode of LMD because this is fucking rough.
I thought it was heavy when we were talking about burying Iraqis alive.
It was not. That was a laugh riot in comparison. In September 2001, the Scottish Daily Record reported that a Salvation Army couple working on a British Army base had been arrested in a massive pedophile crackdown. Getting a little out of hand, right? Seized from the couple's home were some 400 videotapes, computers, discs, photographs, and other material. Images of children as young as 2 have been found. The same report claimed a massive Vice probe into kiddie porn in the USA would expose some of the biggest names in Hollywood as pedophiles. A federal investigation, codenamed Operation Avalanche of Decay, has already resulted in over 100 arrests, and the U.S. Department of Justice says there will be hundreds more, including celebrities. Lori Rabjans, identified as a Justice Department spokeswoman, was quoted as saying, "These are people who appear upstanding members of society. We're talking about doctors, lawyers, and celebrities." Ugh. The investigation came about as a result of a raid on the Fort Worth, Texas home of Thomas and Janice Reedy, who had been operating a business called Landslide Productions, which offered child pornography for sale over the internet. Interesting. The Reedy's website. What?
The landslide.
Dear God.
Sky. What is love? Much to contemplate.
Can the child within my heart rise above?
Are you guys quite done? For sale over the internet, the Reedy's website, according to The Independent, functioned as a portal to more than 5,700 websites with names such as Child Rape and Cyber Lolita,
Hold on.
What?
I feel like the good name of Lolita is being desecrated here.
You know, some people would say that Nabokov was a little suspect.
Nabokov.
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 Nabokov. And his little goyles.
Yeah. Yes.
Lolita is a love story. What's happening in this show is disgusting.
No, apparently, if you listen to my episode of Cannon Fodder with one Gabriel Sinclair, it's the Straussian reading is much. I don't even know what he was going for, to be honest.
Lolita is the villain in Gabe's reading.
You want real quick? You want my TLDR for what I think is happening? I think he's retelling Evgeny Onegin from another angle.
Oh, shut up!
I really think that though.
Do not bring Pushkin into this.
Well, I mean, he's Pushkin's translator.
Yeah,
and that was like the next thing he did. It's already there. Anywho, back to the pedos. We're distinctly not Nabokov.
Well, I've been afraid of changing because I've built my life around you.
I've built my life.
The time makes you bolder. Even children get older, and I'm getting older too.
Oh no.
Okay. Are we good?
You're good. Have we scared everybody out?
You can go your own.
You can go your own.
No.
Go your own way.
That's the only, if I just bring
the Reedies had made millions of dollars from their kiddie porn business, which employed more than a dozen staff, including a customer service representative and a receptionist. What the fuck? The phone girl. Yeah. The financial empire was built with money raised from the torture, rape, and sexual abuse of children as young as 2. Yes. The raid on the Reedy's home, conducted on September 1999, unexpectedly yielded a database of the names and addresses of a reported 75,000 subscribers around the world. What the fuck? According to a report carried in February 2002 by Tech TV, more than 35,000 of those individual subscribers were in the United States. Nevertheless, only 100 arrests had been made at the time of the report, a number that remained unchanged in the months after the initial arrests. By early 2003, the story had dropped out of sight with little indication that there would be any further arrests. Despite Chief Postal Inspector Kenneth Weaver's earlier insistence that the initial arrests were just the tip of the iceberg. More than 7,000. Well, when you arrest the tip of the iceberg, then the rest of it is underwater and you can't see it anymore. So you don't go after them. More than 7,000 subscribers to the site were British citizens. Their names, addresses, and credit card information were provided by the FBI to British authorities, who launched an investigation paralleling Operation Avalanche that was dubbed Operation Or, as in Operation Or. You're saying they're all oars?
Please, sir, may I have some more?
Please, sir, may I have some more? As in America, only a few of the known offenders have thus far been arrested, including among those questioned by police have been television personality Matthew Kelly and legendary guitarist Pete Townshend, who later went to prison for that. Yeah. Rushing to Townsend's defense was the Nation columnist Alexander Cockburn, who earlier played a prominent role in denouncing the McMartin prosecutions. In a posting on his Counterpunch website from February 2003, Cockburn, Sandbatch.
Counterpunch is you're familiar with it, aren't you?
I've definitely heard of that before, but
it's
no.
It's like an early Antifa adjacent.
Got it. Of course it is. Yeah.
Imagine going to Kyle Rittenhouse. He's just settling down with his wife, and they're like, "We have one more job for you."
Kyle, we have one last job.
Columbo pops out and says, "Well,
one more
job."
Question. His name's Cockburn.
Put me in, coach. He charged that according to the Supreme Court, porn encompasses even clothed images of children if they are construed as arousing. Child means anyone under 18. Cockburn labeled Townsend's arrest absurd, claiming that if you have a photo of a kid in a bath on your hard drive and the prosecutor says you were looking at it with lust in your heart, then that is tantamount to sexually molesting an actual kid in an actual bath.
Yeah.
Cockburn was,
okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, hold on. What do you think about this? Yes.
I mean, it's definitely a sin. It's not the same kind of crime. Cockburn was clearly trying to convey the impression that if you have a picture of a kid in a bath on your hard drive and you're looking at it with lust in your heart, wood chipper, feet first, do it to yourself.
No. Why do you have that?
Why do you have that? That's a good question. Why do you have that?
Yeah, how did you come by that?
Picture of my kid in a tub, and I won't.
You what?
And I won't.
Oh, you don't, and you won't. Okay.
Yes.
I thought you said I have a picture of my kid, and I won't. It's like I was just trying to parse it.
No, sir. Read the tape.
Read the tape. Play it back. Run it back. Yeah, it's not normal to have pictures of other people's children unless it's I don't know, like a Christmas card, or not naked. Why would you ever have that? Okay.
Is that piece? It's a Pac-Man respecter says, "Sir, you have 500 terabytes of children in bathtubs on your home computer, none of whom you've ever met."
God. Cockburn was clearly trying to convey the impression that Townsend and others are the innocent victims of overzealous prosecutors. It will be recalled, however, that the images that the Landslide website was offering to Townsend and other subscribers were images of the torture, rape, and sexual abuse of children as young as 2. Those are not the types of images that would easily be mistaken for innocent pictures of a child taking a bath. Also included among the 7,272 suspects in the United Kingdom, according to the Observer, were hundreds of child welfare professionals, including police officers, care workers, and teachers, all of whom were identified as extremely high-risk pedophiles. One would think. Particularly well represented on that list were law enforcement personnel. What?
Is there a low-risk pedophile?
Yeah, like a
besides
quadriplegic, like a quadriplegic who's I don't know, about to be fed into a wood chipper. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but it's obviously worse if it's like an elementary school teacher. right? It's obviously probably going to do it, right? They've put themselves in a position to do it. So
Stephen Hawking,
low risk pedophile. Stephen Hawking on the Epstein flight logs.
Stephen Hawking, low risk pedophile groper.
To be, I think I've said before on this show that if you get sexually, I think I've said before on this show that if you get sexually assaulted by Stephen Hawking, some of that's on you. Like,
what a brave stance, Cap.
just look. What's he gonna do?
No.
Particularly well represented were law enforcement personnel. Investigators now believe that as many as 90 police officers have so far been identified from an initial trawl of 200 of the British names followed in the U.S. Many of the other suspects work in other sensitive professions, often linked to the criminal justice system. Judges. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Pac-Man Respecter with the insightful question. Okay, but what if the kid's also a quadriplegic? True. Actually, you know what?
Really bad today.
I guess if there were like hundreds of deaf and dumb Portuguese orphans.
Did you say deaf and dumb?
Deaf and dumb.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus. A prolific sexual predator, but they're a sub.
The Tookies Mag admins like listening, like waiting for all three strikes to fall at once.
God. All right. On November, let's see. Yeah. On November 4th, 2002, The Independent carried a brief report that noted that virtually all of the British suspects had yet to be investigated, despite the police having their details for 4 months. Literally just put it in the fucking newspaper. All the information on the suspects was sent in July 2002 to the 51 police departments throughout Great Britain, but despite detailed intelligence, nearly all of the suspected pedophiles remain at large. No mention was made of why it took the U.S. authorities nearly 3 years to get the information to their UK counterparts. In January 2003, the Sunday Herald announced that the police inquiry, which plans to arrest a further 7,000 men across the UK, is set to end in disaster, with many suspects walking free. Detective Chief Inspector Bob McClellan, the former head of Scotland Yard's pedophile unit, told the Sunday Herald the lack of urgency in making arrests will lead to suspects destroying evidence before they are arrested. McClellan also told the Herald that claims made by the police chiefs and the government that they are prioritizing pedophile crime are nothing but smoke and mirrors. The final line of the Sunday Herald article revealed that, according to police, there were enough rich and famous Operation Or suspects to fill newspaper front pages for an entire year. According to the Register and the Sunday Times, which reportedly obtained but did not publish all 7,227 names, or 272 names, the list of suspects included at least 20 senior executives, services personnel from at least 5 military bases, GPs, university academics, and civil servants. Also on the list were a famous newspaper columnist, along with a songwriter for a legendary pop band and a member of another chart-topping 1980s cult pop group, along with an official with the Church of England. It is unlikely that any of those suspects, nor the high-profile former Labour cabinet minister mentioned by the Sunday Herald, will ever be prosecuted. In August 2003, Scotland on Sunday reported that the Scottish arm of the massive internet child pornography investigation Operation Or has ended, without anybody being charged with sex abuse. An unnamed Scottish police chief said that the outcome would not trouble us if we thought all the men who were looking at child porn on the computer were just said creeps who did not. Why did I go Australian there? Hold on. All right. Hold on. Let's see. We show horny. Hold on. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get a Sean Connery, but whatever. All right.
One.
It's a tough one. That's not what your mother said. Would not trouble us if we thought all the men were looking at child porn on their computer were just said creeps who did not. Yeah, I don't have it. Who did not pose a risk to the children in their lives, but that is not the conclusion that was drawn from every raid. To the contrary, what investigators repeatedly encountered was evidence that suspects were engaged in the ongoing abuse of children. In March 2002, sex freakman, I don't need to pretend that I'm always in the middle of a yawn. Let's go. Isn't Canadian gorilla? Isn't that just like a wop? Brings an Oz accent to a Scotch impression. Yeah. Well, you got me. I did it. Let's see. In March 2002, Knight Rider carried a report that stated postal inspectors, the FBI, and Canadian authorities have broken up an underground network of adults who traded pornographic videos of children, sometimes their own, being brutally beaten. At the time the report was filed, 10 perpetrators had already been convicted and more arrests are expected in the ongoing investigation of what authorities described as a unique case. According to Raymond Smith, head of the, it's not a unique case. Shitload of them. If there's one thing that tonight's show has demonstrated is that there are a lot of these.
There's a lot of unique cases.
Yeah.
Cap, I don't think you appreciated who is that Canadian Gorilla's quote before from the Untouchables?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Isn't that just like a wop brings a knife to a gunfight?
Nice.
Yeah. Great film.
Great.
That is one of the
I
truly great films. One of my favorite lines ever is just, you got to die of something.
Gotta die
Yeah,
of something. That's true.
Directed by Brian De Palma, who has a daughter named Lolita.
You gotta nuke something.
You know, for the Last Things Film Festival, I did a Brian De Palma film, and then no release on it.
You know who else didn't get a? Never mind.
Damn.
More arrests are expected in the ongoing investigation of what they described as a unique case. According to Raymond Smith, head of the Postal Service's child exploitation investigations, we've seen organized networks of sadomasochistic beatings with adults before, but this is the first time we've seen it with children. I think that if you are an investigator of child sex crimes, you should just have a license to kill. You should just pop them. Diddler did it. Anyway, in an apparent attempt to downplay the appalling behavior uncovered by the investigation, postal inspector named Michael Gallupo described the ring as a bizarre group of people obsessed with spanking children for sexual gratification. Spanking, it should be noted, is a rather odd way to describe what in fact was brutally sadistic beatings involving whips, hairbrushes, canes, and wooden paddles. The abuse was so severe that at least one of the children depicted on videotape suffered permanent disfigurement from beatings that investigators say went on for years. Among those convicted in the case were a middle school teacher, a nurse, and a former Boy Scout leader, and a former Sunday school teacher. Yeah, it's almost like they, I don't know, seek out jobs that will put them in close proximity to children. Yeah. Just months later, in August 2002, The Independent reported that U.S. authorities had announced the discovery of a despicable child pornography ring stretching to Britain and continental Europe, in which parents sexually abused their children and distributed photographs of them over the internet. Robert Bonner, the customs commissioner, said that he was particularly shocked to see the degree of collusion by the parents. If this isn't unusual, God help us. I've rarely seen crimes as despicable and repugnant. Of the 16 suspects arrested in the U.S., one committed suicide shortly after being arrested. These cases were not, of course, in any way unique or unusual, as veteran Customs and Postal Service officials with experience investigating cases of child exploitation should know. In September 2003, the International Herald Tribune carried a report from Berlin concerning an international police investigation that had uncovered an immense child pornography ring involving 26,500 suspects who swapped illegal images on the internet in 166 countries. How many countries are there? 190? actually
Yeah,
one.
North
There's
Korea is
actually
the
like
only one
3.
that doesn't have a child sex ring.
Yeah. More than 50 homes in Germany were searched, and hundreds of computers were seized, along with tens of thousands of CD-ROMs, diskettes, and videotapes. One seized image showed a baby of 4 months being abused. A statement issued by the German Interior and Justice ministers warned that many of the suspects, a number of whom are reportedly teachers and police officials, are extremely dangerous pedophiles and are from all walks of life. About 80 of those suspects reside in the United States.
800.
800, sorry. Kurt Becker, the justice minister for the German state of Saxony-Anhalt, called for tougher laws to contend with the growing market for child pornography. He also directly challenged the notion that mere possession of such images is largely a victimless crime. Every case of child pornography is a document of the sexual abuse of a child, Becker noted, and every look at that image kills a child's soul. In January 2003, Sunday Herald article revealed that police investigators had discovered that images of Fred West abusing one of his children are among the child pornography available for downloading from the internet. It is unclear whether the child was West's murdered daughter, Heather. Fred West was one of the UK's most notorious and most prolific serial killers. Shortly after being charged with 12 counts of murder, he died while in police custody, allegedly by his own hand. Like Dutroux, West had constructed a torture chamber in his cellar where his victims were filmed being raped, tortured, murdered, and mutilated. The remains of 9 of his victims, minus some missing parts, were discovered buried under his house and in his yard. While we are on the subject of serial killers, the Irish Times carried the following report in July 1998. Police suspect a series of gruesome gay hate killings in the Sydney region could be the work of a serial killer whose victims might be linked through a notorious pedophile ring. The latest mutilation murder was that of Australia's longest surviving mayor, Frank Arkell, age 68, who was bludgeoned to death in his flat and who had previously faced 29 child sex charges. In the past few months, 2 other men, one a convicted child sex offender, were attacked in the homes in similar circumstances and also suffered horrific injuries. Arkell, the former Lord Mayor of Wollongong, 50 miles south of Sydney, was a key witness in a royal commission into police corruption, which uncovered a network of pedophiles. Those serial killers sure come in handy sometimes. Bruno Tagliaferro, a Charleroi scrap metal merchant who knew Dutroux, claimed to know something about the car in which Julie and Melissa were kidnapped, but he was soon found dead, apparently of a heart attack.
Oops.
His wife, Fabienne Jopard, refused to accept the verdict and arranged for his body to be exhumed. Samples sent to the U.S. for analysis showed he'd been poisoned. Soon after, her teenage son found her dead at home in her bed, her mattress smoldering. Publicly, it was declared suicide or an accident. There have been 20 such unexplained deaths connected with Dutroux. Oh, here's a footnote. There's one footnote in this section, which I guess we'll read before we close up shop for the night. The network was so named in honor of Lewis Carroll's revered children's books, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Carroll, whose real name was Charles Lutwig Dodgson, was widely known to have a predilection for underage girls and boys, and is now something of a patron saint of pedophiles around the globe. A concerted effort has been made over the decades to cover up Carroll's pedophile tendencies, but the truth is evident even in the heavily whitewashed profiles of him that can be found in modern encyclopedias. Always a friend of children, particularly little girls, Carroll wrote thousands of letters to them. Notes Microsoft's Encarta, adding that, do they even still make that? Adding that Carroll gained an additional measure of fame as an amateur photographer. Most of his camera portraits were of children in various costumes and poses, including nude studies.
Suspicious.
A New York Times report from August 1998 states, Dodgson exhibited a lifelong affection for little girls, seeking them out not only to enjoy their company and tell them stories, but also to photograph them, at times naked. His university colleagues thought this bizarre. The Times also noted that the mother of Alice Little, his prepubescent girl that inspired Carroll's most famous book, had banned Carroll from the Little home by the time the book was published. Encyclopedia Britannica reports that Carroll's photographic hobby was abandoned in 1880, but dismisses suggestions that this sudden decision was reached because of an impurity of motive for his nude studies. Carroll's interest in child sexuality certainly hadn't diminished. As the New York Times reported, Carroll remained attached to his child friends after giving up photography, even sketching some naked girls as late as 1885. Britannica also notes that Carroll, who was raised in an environment where there were few friends outside the family and who was ordained a deacon in the Church of England, on the winter solstice of 1861, generally lost interest in his child friends when they reached the age of 12.
Damn.
Wonderland is also the name of the quarterly publication of an organization calling itself the Lewis Carroll Collectors Guild, which bills itself as a voluntary association of persons who believed nudist materials are constitutionally protected expression, and whose collective interests include preteen nudes. What an odd thing to have as a mission statement.
What?
As Gordon Thomas has noted, in Wonderland, the delights of transgenerational sex peppers the pages. Such is the legacy of the man whose literary works are peddled to our children. Well, well, that's chapter 1.
And that's
Here
chapter
comes-
1, folks.
Here comes 2. Hey, Coop, have you heard about the child sex trafficking rings? There's a lot of them. Thanks to David McGowan for writing that chapter exactly as long as it takes me to read it.
In one episode.
In a single episode of Drive Time Movie Night. That's very conscientious of him.
That's not what this show is.
He knows the
Oh,
dark.
sorry. In a single
about.
episode of Library of Mass Destruction. Oh, I'm so tired. I do too many shows. Yeah. Oh, God.
Come on, Cap. Tens of dollars are at stake.
Tens of dollars. Hey, you could sneed your super chats. I've tortured you with this information. You could get
Now pay us.
Now pay us. Has the DDD method worked? Have I alternated punishment and reward? Are you dependent upon us for your salacious materials read with the appropriate gravity and sincerity? Well, probably not the last bit of that, but yeah. Well, guys,
see how it do.
It is how it do. Guys, do you have anything coming up that you would like to shill for the people?
Nope.
Dude, I hadn't even been writing on the pod. I hadn't even writing the Substack. My Twitter is deleted. I'm not writing on the Substack.
Why'd you delete your Twitter?
Because I've got so much shit to do that I need to not look at it.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna be
Fair
real
enough.
busy for like the next week, so I'm probably not getting much done.
We did not stack up in viewership next to Millennial, which everyone should listen to.
Yeah.
So, but hey, you know what? We are not an institution. We are not a yearly festival, right? Shout out to Millennial.
I'm
What?
amazed that he invited Tukey.
You're amazed that he invited David and Gabe, but not the most entertaining and hardworking segments of Tookie's Mag. I think he might think that I'm Gabe actually, but I don't know.
Who would make that mistake?
Perhaps Millennial woes, but we don't knows. So, yeah. So let's see. Upcoming this week on Drive Time Movie Night, we have Oren McIntyre. Big show. It's the last show of Drive Time before Christmas. And because we will not be doing that on Christmas Eve because we are people with families and lives and things like that. So
Is
sorry.
next week Christmas Eve?
Next week is Christmas Eve.
No, it's not.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Next week is Christmas Eve. Yeah, we do math here. Yeah.
Well, some of us
So
do.
so yeah, and then we'll see you next Monday, and we'll play us out, Sam. Merry Christmas, movie house. All right, bye.
You're discouraged from questioning and thinking critically. You must accept the word of the leaders. They make you feel guilty if you do question or argue. Your environment is often controlled, cutting you off from friends, family, school, previously held beliefs. They want you to become dependent, provide a poor diet, poor health care, little sleep, and long exhausting hours of work to make you physically weak and lower your ability to think clearly. Subtly, your self-confidence gets undermined, and your self-image or sense of identity is changed. The leaders control channels of communication. They cut off or put down outside sources of information. Then they bombard you with what they want you to think. They use strong peer pressure, playing on your desire to be loved and accepted. The leaders may promise rewards if you obey them and punishment if you don't, but they alternate harshness and leniency in order to confuse you. The leaders manipulate language, giving special meanings to words that only insiders understand. This is to make you feel like you're part of a special, important, or elite group, and that outsiders are inferior, dangerous, or doomed. You have to confess your shortcomings, mistakes, or misbehavior, sometimes even if these things never really happened. And meanwhile, your time and activities are tightly controlled. You don't have much privacy or energy or time to think because you're too busy doing monotonous, repetitive tasks. The leaders try to control you and even your sexuality, everything about you. They want to exploit you for their own enrichment, their own power or grandiosity. If they succeed, you will declare your loyalty to its leaders, rejecting your old values and way of life. Without realizing it, you will have been changed into a person who is being controlled by a totalist cult.